Well, a very good morning and welcome to day one of 3 days of competition at the Antalya Grand Prix 2018. And a very good morning to Neil Adams.
Great to be back. It's great to be here. Beautiful weather outside. Snowing at home, I think, but nice to hear.
Have you done this one before?
I have, and yes, very fortunate to do this one before, and here yet again. And so well organised, everything, great atmosphere, and looking forward to some great judo.
They put on a really good show in Antalya, and it's just when, in Europe the weather's turned and it's a bit bright and sunny, so it's a nice place for the athletes to come and compete, especially because we are not that far away from two really big events taking place. The first of all will be the European Championships, which will be in a few weeks' time, but bigger than that really is the start of the Olympic qualification.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course it's going to impact on, the people that have been sent here, because we've also got the other major tournaments as well, in the other five continents that are going to happen at the same time. So as the Europeans, so it's going to obviously depend on who's been sent. But it looks to me like we've got a strong Mongolian team that's been sent here, and the Russians, of course, out in force as always.
We shall see. Now, what we're going to do is to take a look at the top four seeds in each of the weight categories that we're going to be showing today. We've got 5 weight categories, 3 for women, 2 for men. We'll begin by taking a look at the top 4 seeds in the under 48 kilo category, and then Neil will jump in and say whether he thinks one of those top seeds or someone else is likely to show at the end of the day. The number 1 seed in the under 48 kilo category is Marusa Stangar of Slovenia. The number 2 seed is Maria Petitskaya of Russia. The number 3 seed is Kimberly Renix of Great Britain. And the number 4 seed is Sarah Menezes of Brazil.
Yeah, like I said, the Russians are going to be here. They have the ability and the possibility of sending out, of course, their 3s, 4s and 5s, to pick up valuable experience. And Petitskaya is very experienced. They're ranked 2 here coming in. Stangar, of course, Slovenians are very, they keep putting the fighters out there, don't they, and keep plugging away. They've got people in there competing at the very, very highest level, and so obviously Stangar, the number 1 seed, but surprisingly their number 4 is the former Olympic champion Menezes of Brazil, and she is, and I get the feeling that she's fighting for form. I mean, she did flirt with the under 52 kilograms for a little while.
That's right.
Realised that it wasn't quite, it wasn't going to be that easy to make the transition. So here she is back at 48 kilograms, and we'll see how she goes.
4 Turkish fighters in each of these weights. Kilic, Center, Bader, but for me the interesting one is Dilara Lokmanhekim. The Turkish fighter has been off since the Olympic Games, and her first fight is against the number 1 seed. And I don't know which one of those 2 fighters is more upset about the fact that they're going to be going head-to-head, because Lokmanhekim, just before she finished off in Rio, beat both Jeongbo Kyung and Paulo Peretta in one of the last qualification events. She beat the Olympic she beat the eventual Olympic champion, and she beat the Olympic silver medalist in the tournament before the Olympics. Unfortunately, she went out in the first round. She's been off since then. Here she is, and the first tournament back, she ends up against the number 1 seed. However, she's fighting at home, so we'll see.
Well, I think also, we've got to realise that they've got to get through to the quarter-final stages to even qualify for a medal hope. If they lose before that, then they're out. So it's very important to win that first match to get through to the quarter-final stages.
Right, let's take a look at the top 4 seeds in the under 52 kilo category. Number 1 seed is Distria Krasniki of Kosovo. The number 2 seed is Popreka of Hungary. The number 3 seed is Bettina Temelkova of Israel. And the number 4 seed is Marusa's sister, Anja Stangar of Slovenia.
Yeah, and I think Krasniki, of course, is, such is the depth this weight category for the Kosovans there. Kelmendi, of course, has been injured. The Olympic champion is coming back, will be coming back after a long rehabilitation for an injury, but Krasniki has been filling the space there, and she's got to be favourite for me. Pup, of course, she's up there round about, isn't she? She's doing well at the moment, winning regular medals at World and Olympic qualifying tournaments. So we'll see how it all goes in the under 52 kilos. But I think Krasniki, for me, is out there as one of the favourites at 52 kilograms.
I go with Neil on that one. The under 57 kilo category, the number 1 seed is another Kosovan. This time it's Nora Zhakova. The number 2 seed is Zavera Nishanbayeva of Kazakhstan. The number 3 seed is Sabrina Filzmerzer of Austria. And the number 4 seed is Tamiris Crude of Brazil.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Zhakova, of course, Kosovo, again, the Kosovans just having a real good run of it. They really are. Filzmerzer, of the oldest in the category, and she'll hate me for saying that, but I mean she will. But I mean she's mid-30s and still in there, and still, one of the favourites in the weight category. So good luck to her. There's still a long way to go, of course. We're just about to start the qualification period, European Championships, and all of the all of the European Championship equivalent in the Continental Union Championships, of course, will start the qualifying period up to the Olympic Games. So it all kicks off in just a few weeks' time.
The top 4 seeds in the under 60 kilo category. Dashtava Amatufshin of Mongolia is the number 1 seed. We lost the number 2 seed. It was going to be Bekir Ozlu, but he failed the weight, so he's out. The number 3 seed is Albert Ogazov of Russia. And the number 4 seed is the fast improving Adonis Diaz of the United States of America.
Yeah, well, it was interesting, wasn't it, to see Diaz in there with, he's got a seeding and he's in there with, But he's improving all the time, isn't he? And
he's got some heart, hasn't he?
He has got some heart. It's nice to see him in there. Papinashvili there, just down in Pool B. And I think Dashtava at the top. Of course, Mongolians are in, I think, with a good team here. So they're obviously looking for big points here. And this, of course, this tournament is off the back of a really successful Georgian tournament in Tbilisi, which was amazing. I heard it was absolutely amazing. But anyway, let's hope we see more of the same here. Dashtava, probably, for me, favourite at 60 kilograms. But you can't tell. So much depth in there. And, of course, you've got, just looking down there, you've got Papinashvili at that top half as well.
Right, let's take a look at the top 4 seeds in the under 66 kilo category. The number 1 seed is Ganbol Kurlan of Mongolia. The number 2 seed is Yeldos Zhumakanov of Kazakhstan. The number 3 seed is Daniel Kagnin of Brazil. And the number 4 seed is Andras Yereb of Slovenia.
Yeah, and again, Mongolia up there with Ganbol, who's on good form at the moment. Zhumakanov of Kazakhstan, also enjoying good form. Burns is in that same group with him, and Ninaashvili. Well, actually, we've got some new Georgians, haven't we, in there? So some young ones. Be interesting to see how they do. Kagnin of Brazil down there in Pool D. But should be interesting. Quite a few people in the under 66 kilos category. 34 judokas are going to start, and we're looking forward to some great judo. We're just about to go, 13 seconds to go.
We're going to start by taking a look at the opening contest on mat number 1. It's Cengizhan Domnez of Turkey. He's up against Huang Shengting of Chinese Taipei. It'll be Domnez in the white judogi, Huang in blue. Sit back and enjoy the action. Referee in the middle for this one is Khalid Ali Anwar of Egypt, and I was chatting to him about the African Championships coming up soon, because Neil said that all the Continental Union Championships are coming up, and he's hoping to take part as one of their top referees in Africa.
Yeah, well, like you say, it's one of those things that, we get to the period, don't we? In a 4-year period, the 2 years prior to where the qualification begins is all about just keeping your world rankings up there, so you get a seeding going into each individual Grand Prix Grand Slam. But then the fun starts after this European Championships, all the continental championships that are going to happen over the next few weeks. They started all off, and then world rankings, of course, becomes essential.
Yeah, it's like a 2.5 year, because these upcoming continental championships, if you win these will eventually disappear from your ranking by the time the games come round, because it only lasts 2 years. So we're just outside of that. So this is the last competition. The competition where they will all count is in Hohhot.
That's
in
when the
China,
points
in May.
half,
That's
don't
when.
they?
So that's why I said at the beginning that we've got two things coming up. The two big ones are, first, the Continental Championships. So everybody's going to be jockeying for position, leap in there to try and grab points for, as Neil just said, so that your ranking is as high as it possibly is for when that qualification period comes. And the start of that qualification is Hohhot, or Huhehaute in Chinese.
Is that right? I'll take your word for that one.
Yeah, that's coming up. We're very much looking forward to another trip into Inner Mongolia. They really looked after us well, Mr. Wongo Chow. We laid out the red carpet, so we'll be out there in May. Of course, like all the other IGF Judo World Tour events, we'll bring you live action from that. Huang picked up a single penalty. We've had 2 minutes while Neil and I have been rabbiting on about the qualification, but it is important, and I can tell you that both those young men out there, they know about the qualification. That's what it's all about for the athletes at the moment.
And all about, of course, trying for the Ippon. Now, we talked about it. I mean, obviously we had our first ever, didn't we, double Honsokomaki at major tournaments, and put a bit of a shock into everybody. And then see the heavyweights and some of the other matches from Georgia just a couple of weeks ago, or last week should I say, and
they were getting there, weren't they?
well, I was going to say they were going for the Ippon, and the mentality there was one of trying to get the score as opposed to trying to get a penalty to win a match.
We were talking about what was behind that, what we felt had encouraged people to fight that way in Georgia. And I suppose the fact that there were 4 Georgians who were all, looking to attack you in each weight category meant that, a lot of people had to change their game plan. There was no sitting back, because if you beat 1, there was number 2, and if you beat number 2, there was number 3, by which time you'd been attacked so much, maybe there was something in there.
Well, I tell you what was interesting as well, Sheldon, is that we've got a lot of names here, Georgian names, out here now, that are new. And I'm wondering if a lot of it rested on results from last week. So a little bit of a carrot, you could say, for them to get international chances to fight out here and major tournaments, because you need the chances, especially if you've got depth in a country. Sometimes it's really difficult getting out of the country.
Huang has picked up 2 penalties, Domnez just the 1. We've got 20 odd seconds left to go.
Well, he's trying to get the leg out now for the hold down. He'll go again on this. Watch this again. He'll go and he'll try. Well, the referee, for me, he looked dangerous with that particular move. Should have left it. And we've been saying to the referees all the time, if it's building, if it has a chance for an Ippon, let it go.
And it's not as though he hadn't already seen the entry into that turnover.
He'd already seen it, and just give it a chance. Give it a chance to build.
He may have felt that the fighter just stalled a little bit, just waiting that little bit too long to get it going, and decided, no, I'm going to call Mate. But I think I'll go with Neil there. I'd have liked to have just let that one run for a second or two to see if he even attempted the turnover.
Well, sometimes it needs just a readjustment of balance to make it work. Should have given him the chance to do that. So first contest goes into golden score, and now any score will win this. Saying any score, but Penalty-wise, one more penalty up for blue and it will be all over. But that's not what we want to see.
One of our colleagues has brought into the studio a large tin of sweets, and I keep looking at it. I'm going to go over there in a second.
You're just fascinated to know what's in there, aren't you?
I missed breakfast, so...
What was the store that you were going to go to after?
I've forgotten the bargain. Some bargain store, anyway. I'll tuck it in. 40 seconds of golden
now
score.
then, that was
Ooh,
close.
Yeah.
Almost Sakeshi there. Huang, probably the closest here for a score. Second penalty up to Domez. And so Domez now is in danger of getting off the pace. Still, any score on the board will win this. Sodo Makikomi from both of these fighters can't get the second hand on, so the lapel hand difficult to catch. Another drop Seoinage there from Huang. Huang, for me, has been the closest to any physical score. Saying that, Domez comes back. He fires back. Wow, good attacking judo now. They both realise that one more penalty will lose this match. So they've got to attack. Both people attacking though.
Every fighter wants a warm-up in the morning, but what you don't want is an absolutely physically draining contest first up.
No,
This has gone beyond the stage of warm-up, I think.
Well, I think you're right, and it's interesting though, since that double Honsakomaki happened, as soon as two Shidos apiece goes up on the board, they start to open up.
Although I think what's happened here is, as opposed to the kind of passive nature of that heavyweight, that All Japan heavyweight competition, where it looked as though they just weren't going to do anything, these two have just committed a few errors that have piled up the penalties, as opposed to just going out there and not doing anything.
Yes, true.
Although, having said that, the Turkish fighter then proceeds to pick up a penalty for just that, which is passivity. I think he was just off the pace. Huang got that little bit, further ahead with the attacks and ended up taking that contest. That's the opening contest in round one on mat number one in the under 66 kilo category. Now, you've got the choice at home of picking whichever mat you want to watch. You can just, if you want to stay with us, just click the commentated channel, and then wherever Neil and I go, then you'll go with us. However, if you want to go to mat number two, click on mat number two. That will take you to the adjoining mat, and if you want to go to mat number three, that will take you down to the far end of the competition hall. We're going to stay here on mat number one. It's the under 60 kilo category. Round one, David Starkel of Slovenia is up against Yerenkaiypov of Kazakhstan. Starkel in the white judo gi, Yerenkaiypov in blue.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some different matchups at this particular event. A lot of the top fighters being saved, I think, for the major events just about to happen. The continental events, the European Championships and the African Championships, Pan Americans, of course. And I think that we're going to see a lot of the ones that are fighting for number one places. That's going to be a Wazari. Nice Uchigari there from Yerenkaiypov. So the Kazakh opens up the account.
And the Asian Championships are actually part of the Asian Games this year. Every 4 years they've got their own games. They come in between the Olympic Games. So you have the Games, Olympic Games in 2016 and the Olympic Games in 2020 or 2018. It will be the Asian Games stuck in the middle of those two, and every 4 years they do the same cycle. just a little over 2.5 minutes to go. Yerenkaiypov of Kazakhstan leads by Wazari. We're just going to tie
That's going to be it. It's all over, I think. Wazari Wazetiapon. Nice Tayatoshi, that, actually. Very, very low. Tayatoshi or Siatoshi? Anything that goes downwards, and we'll see on the replay. I'm not sure if we're going to get a replay actually this morning.
They're just tidying that up now, the replay business, so we'll have to come back to that.
We'll have to come back then.
2.5 minutes was left on the scoreboard when Yerenkaiypov of Kazakhstan caught David Starkel for that second throw. Tayatoshi low. Neil knows all about that.
Well, you know, the thing is about Siatoshi and Tayatoshi. Tayatoshi springs upwards and Siatoshi drives downwards, so normally on a knee. Of course, the traditional Siatoshi will be on one knee. I think that looked more like Siatoshi to me.
Coming up next, Daniel Ben David of Israel is up on mat number 1. He faces Tofik Mammadov of Azerbaijan. It's Ben David in the white judogi, Mammadov in blue. Tough first round draw for the Israeli here. He needs a bit of a break at the moment. Needs to get back to winning ways. He's had some tough draws recently. The referee in the middle just indicating that both fighters were avoiding to take a grip, just hiding their gis, and both of them have picked up a penalty for that. It's Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia who's in the middle for this one.
Yeah, it's funny, I had a good discussion with Van Tikkelt of Belgium, 73 kilo double world and double Olympic medalist, and his coach was saying that what to do, because he's losing at the moment. He's making a comeback, trying for Olympic qualification, asking me what to do, you know, and I said, well, it's easy to get out the habit of winning, so you need to build up as many contest wins as possible. And of course that's not always easy when you get at this level at Grand Prix Grand Slam tournaments, and if you lose one or two of those at first round, it's not good, especially now for qualification. One was Ari up here. Normally we've got it on the board. We'll have to, it's up to white.
They're just tidying that up now. We'll have to keep an eye on it. You can just see it in the background, the scoreboard there. But if that, you know, if anything happens, we'll update
you. Israel doing really well with their men and their ladies team. Both teams having so much success on the world circuit, winning Grand Prix Grand Slam tournaments in almost every weight category as well. Ben David still ahead by Wazari. Remember now it's Wazari Wazetiapon, so two Wazaris finishing the contest. Now the shimiwaza might be on. That's on. That's on. And he just manages to roll into it.
Should never have got out of
that,
should he?
He shouldn't. Oh, and he should never have got into it either, because I mean that was really just a situation there. Keep your neck up as you go in for the drop Seoinage, and you're asking for trouble.
I thought he was finished then when he first applied
well,
it.
Well, it just luckily, and I say luckily, but he rolled the right way. Right way for him, wrong way for the other one.
Yeah. Still the single score of Wazari for Ben David with a minute left to go. You can see that in the scoreboard now. Both fighters have picked up a penalty apiece. It's a useful little effort there from Ben David. It had Mammadov defending. You want to make sure that if your attack fails, you've made your opponent defend it. There's no chance then of picking up a false attack penalty. She's all right.
I know.
Half a minute left to go. In good hands there. Half a minute left to go. A penalty apiece, as I said before. Mammadov with a bit of work to do here and no time really in which to do it. Nice little right-sided Uchimata effort. Still threatening, a little bit desperate with that last lunge there. Left him in a bad position, and Ben David almost took advantage of that.
Well, because there's quite a few judoka in the under 60 kilograms category, it means they've got to win 2 matches here to get to the quarter-final stage, but it's all over for Mammadov. Ben David of Israel will go through on that Wazari win.
Well, the strange one is the number 2 seed, Bekir Oslu. He fell the weight, so he had a bye that would have taken him in to the second round. Well, Yerenkaiypov of Kazakhstan has won his first round contest. He beat David Starkel. That put him into round 2, where he would have faced Bekir Oslu. But Oslu having dropped out, it means that instead of having a bye in the first round, he's going to have a bye in the second round.
There we go.
An odd situation.
So who fell the weight?
Bekir Oslu of Turkey. Right, let's go down to mat number 3 if we can. Because, oh no, we missed it. She's already won. It was a little bit quicker than we thought. Okay, we'll go down there anyway because Zhenya Belagina of Kyrgyzstan faces Diana Dzhigaros of Russia. It's Belagina in the white judogi, Dzhigaros in blue. Those are the 2 fighters who are coming to the mat now. The Russian in the blue judogi, yeah.
Well, nice Tominagi, and straight in for the Juji Gatami there. Dzhigaros of Russia looking for the transition in, and it has to be, that's quite an interesting one. That was a clear Tominagi there, and it broke balance, and it was a clear movement for first of all Tachiwaza, and then of course following it down into the Juji Gatami. And we've seen 1 or 2 dubious ones, just sole intention, just going directly into the Juji Gatami and not actually trying the Tominagi, not to full effect anyway. Trying to dupe the referees, but I don't think they'll do that anymore because they've had clear instructions. It's got to be a clear Tominagi.
She'd fought under 63 kilos for a while, and I always thought that she was just that little bit too short for 63, and now she's moved down to 57. I think this is better for her.
Certainly looks better. Well, wrong balance there, going in for that transition in. Belagina of Kyrgyzstan looking for the transition, but you've got to readjust the balance before you go in. It's all pretty even at the moment. Little bit of a delay there with that. Yoko Toshi, certainly the Yoko Satemi there, trying to get her opponent into a newaza situation, but just too much of a delay, so no score given. Well, all out attacks here from the Russian. Dzhigaros probably ahead at the moment. Beautiful Tominagi. Landed on a front, no score given. It's got to be at least the side. Got to be the side to warrant a Wazari, and then it's got to be clearly on the side as well. Well ahead at the moment though by attacks. Dzhigaros, I think, certainly pushing in the right direction for a score. But anything can happen. There's another good attack there. So really piling up the attacks. We're going to see a Shido any second now, I think. So the Shido goes up there to Belagina of Kyrgyzstan, just behind the pace. Well, we never like to see Shidos deciding who's going to be the winner, but of course sometimes we need to implement in order to get an attacking situation. But if it's positive, it's progressive as well. That was a nice sumigeshi there. It really was an attempt to try and throw. Belagina of Kyrgyzstan still not giving up on this. Anything can be pulled back. Any score, of course, would really put the cat amongst the pigeons. It's going to go into golden score. 3 Shidos needed to finish it on penalties. Any score will finish it. Can't afford a poor attack here, the Russian. There's the Tominagi again. 2 Shidos up there to Belagina, and Belagina really cannot afford another penalty. 1 goes up there to Dzhigaros. Oh, nice change of direction. And now starting to get into the match now. Belagina starting to change the direction and looking the stronger of the two in this final golden score period. 1 minute in. Well, 1 more penalty up to Dzhigaros would really put the cat amongst the pigeons. And there it is. She doesn't think she deserved that. I must say, I thought they were both attacking. Oh, it's all over. And she was certainly the stronger of the two towards the end there. And Belagina of Kyrgyzstan there, a nice Koshiguruma, and she takes her over for a full ippon there. And she literally did just ran out of pace. Well, she won't be happy about that, Dzhigaros. Belagina goes through. Goes through to the quarter-final stages, and that means that even if she loses the quarter-final stages, she'll still have a repechage final to do to qualify for third place. If she gets through to the semi-finals, she'll automatically come back to a bronze medal position or fight off if she loses, but if she wins, of course, she'll go through to the final. So this next matchup, Crude of Brazil, Tamires Crude against Akiyama of the United States of America. Crude in white. A lot of fighters we're going to see here that don't get the top matches, but certainly sent out for experience. Left against right. Crude of Brazil, right-handed, and of course Akiyama of the United States, opposite stance. Sometimes makes it difficult to catch the sleeve.
Here's another one who's had a go at 63 and come down to 57. Milani Akiyama.
Well, they've got to get their weight sorted, that's for sure. I mean, anybody who flirts with a different weight, and now's the time to decide whether you really want it. I tell you the one that I keep thinking of all the time, and of course it's at 48 kilograms, and she is the new sensation at the moment at 48 kilograms, but I don't think she's going to stay at 48s.
Daria Biladid.
Yeah, I think Daria Biladid is, she's so tall for the weight category. I think she's, probably going to end up 2 categories up, and I think she'll have to decide now or fairly soon as to what weight category she's going to be for Olympic Games.
Well, we were talking about this, and given that she's 17 and we are under 2 years away from the games, would you do a games at one weight and then have 4 years to get used to another? Or would you go now to 52?
What I'm saying is, difference from 17 to 18 years of age, it can be immense. And if she goes 12 months down the road, was that a full ippon?
Yeah.
We just saw a beautiful ippon there from Akiyama. Sorry, we just took our eye off the ball there just for a second. I apologise to all of the viewers in the United States of America.
We know that you were glued to the action. We were too. We were just filling in with the commentary on that part about the weight change, and it's applicable to Leilani as well, because she's had to make a decision about where she's going to go. Is she going to go 57 or 63? And obviously she's decided it's going to be 57. And there's time enough, I think, to get used to the weight category. I'd spoken to Biladid's parents about this and the weight, and was she having any problems making the weight? Did she have to cut weight? She doesn't have to cut weight. And for me, this is the crucial thing. Here's someone that makes 48 kilos without trying. Now, if she was coming from 49 or 50 kilos at 17 years old and cutting weight already, then I think you've got a problem. But the fact that she is already, she's 46.9 or something, you see on the
Is
list.
that right?
Yeah. So she can eat.
There we go.
She's got wafer thin, long arms. She's just very, very thin, but just happens to be tall for that weight category. And sometimes, there'll be someone who just naturally is that weight. Now, Neil's point about the future, I think, is good because your metabolism may slow down, things about your body may change, and it could be that you will then just naturally begin to hold that little bit more weight. And I think that's when you say, right, rather than go up to 49 and 50 and then start to cut, why don't I just go all the way and get strong, get bigger for 52? So I think once she's done this cycle at 48, I think that she'll go 52. And it could be that in another 4 years' time, she could do 57. She could end up like our referee here, Cho Min Sun, who went through all those weights, 48, 52, 57, 66. At that time it was, ended up doing.
Yeah, no, I was wondering whether she was struggling with it, but I mean,
No,
if
she's
she's
good.
just 46 and a half,
Yeah.
then there's no problem at all.
46.9. She's just on the 47, so it's got a kilo to play with.
Yeah.
And the other thing is her favourite food is chocolate. Right, on mat number...
Mat number 2.
Let's go down to mat number 2. Matthias Turbots of Slovenia is up against Jaba Papinashvili of Georgia. It's Turbots in the white judogi, Papinashvili in blue. There's no score as yet as we join this contest. It's 2.5 minutes left to go. It's round 1 of the under 60 kilo category. We saw Papinashvili's namesake Amiran Papinashvili in Georgia last week. There's a chance for Jabba.
Fight well?
to
Did he
show.
fight well? Yeah.
Took the fin.
Well, like I say, interesting to see that we have quite a few of the juniors out here, and the number 2s and 3s given a chance here to perform on the big stage. Sodisura Komigoshi there from Papinashvili.
It was all going well for his namesake last week as well, the competition in Tbilisi. He got to the final and then
I was going to say, he lost the
teammate.
final, didn't he? Yes,
Yeah, he lost to his teammate Luhum Chukvimiani was the one who stole it the second year running. I think that's happened.
Well, look at this now. He's onto the leg here with the shimiwaza, but the leg is straight, so they'll stop it. He might get a Shido for this, and he won't know why he's got it.
Well, they just stopped it. He was on the other side. His colleagues who are on this side and can see that straightened
Well,
leg
if
should have said something to
shimiwaza's
him.
okay,
Yeah.
but you can't go onto the leg and you can't have it straight. That's what you can't do. Oh, look at that.
Off his head.
Yeah. Well, there's a situation, isn't there? Did he use his head to springboard off? That was definitely quite close there. Slovenian right on him for the transition. He's not going to give this up. He might just end up here in the Tati Shio. There he is. He's got it as well. Wow, fingernail stuff here in the under 60 kilos category. Good newaza. Excellent to see the transition there in. Non-stop work rate there from the Slovenian. Turbos just non-stop, just doesn't give it a rest. Tried once too often, I think, with that Tamanagi. And there he gets a Shido for it, so he's got to be a bit careful with it. He's going to score with this in a minute. The Georgian here just keeps at it with the Sodisura Komigoshi. Here's an interesting situation. He's got the arm here. Not enough time. Goes into golden score. 2 penalties up there.
Had another go at the Tomoe there. He's picked up the 2 penalties though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's just been behind all the way through. And he's so experienced as well. Experienced, he knows that this will put him out of the tournament, and well, credit to the Georgian, because Papinashvili has just been plugging away. Wow, did he pick him up? Oh no, it's going to be on, is it? Now, did he allow that? They say now that you've got to pick up with the Jujigatami off the ground and you've got to have control of it. Well, he didn't have control of that, did he? He didn't.
I have 1 filter, 1 to filter coffee.
Neil's being offered a Turkish tea here. I think I'll pass on the Turkish coffee. I'll go for the Turkish tea if I were you, Neil. We had
give it all. Oh, look at this.
It's the other way around this time.
Yes, he's turned it here, Papinashvili. Wow, just manages to climb off that one there. He didn't quite have the thing under control.
I think I know the answer to this already. Were you ever in a position like that and didn't get the submission?
No, but you know, it doesn't. You know, the thing is that it doesn't. The main emphasis should be on the turnover being inside the joint, and he didn't have enough control. Basically, he didn't have enough control from the beginning.
Arm was out, squeezing it on. Couldn't get the submission.
Nope.
Turbots is going to pick up a 3rd penalty here. This is incredible. I haven't seen this before. I could go back to the number of times that Turbots has picked up a 3rd penalty. I'm going to do that just out of interest because I cannot remember having seen that happen to him before.
You know, the thing is about this fight as well, he was all action, wasn't he? He was going for it, but I agree with the referee, he was just slightly behind.
Yeah.
And Papinashvili, that was a really good win for him, because he really did well there. He was in for the Solisura Komigoshi. He almost scored several times.
I cannot see on the record of Matthias Turbots an occasion where he's picked up 3 Shidos.
No, I don't think it's happened.
First time. He's such an attacking fighter, but the errors crept in there.
Yeah, they did.
He misses out. Right, who've we got now then? I'm just looking up and down
this one, I think.
The mats here, yeah.
Yeah, the Sadigov of Azerbaijan here. Abaladze of Russia.
Abaladze, that sounds like a Georgian name, doesn't it?
Abaladze. Really.
They've all got one though. Even the British have got a Georgian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Descent.
Lekishvili. Oh, it is. France have got Georgian. Spain. Portugal. Like if there's any Georgians left, they've got fighting for someone else. Yeah, that's most unusual for Matthias Turbots to end up with a 3rd penalty. Oh, maybe an off day, we'll put it down to that, yeah?
Well, like I say as well, you're starting to qualify, and if you do a couple of these events, which, I mean, they're so competitive now, do a couple of events, you lose first round each one.
Yep.
It's expensive as well.
Ouch.
To get you out there. Big arm over the top there. Well, I'd say of Russia here. He's going to be looking for the turnover. He's onto the arm. Is he going to go for it? They're both going to go for it here. Sadigov here looking for the same thing, and he's got it. Look at that. Abidi, nice turnover into the Yushiro Kesa, and now well, he's certainly fighting like a Georgian, isn't he, the Russian? Abidi, I mean, we were saying about the name, but he's certainly got the style of a Georgian.
They've also got Robert Shvidobadze, the Russians as well, at this weight. Could be that they come from that region that borders, and they share some kind of ethnicity, but that tends to me to signal. Oh, has he got
no doubt about that
yeah.
one. What a Kosoto that was. A real pity that we haven't got a slow motion there. Just have a little look at that. But wow, the big left arm that was dominating the head all the way through the contest there, and he absolutely buries the Azeri. Sadizov didn't know what hit him. Abdiladze then goes through to the next round. Just having a little look at the slow motion of that last attack. It's not on your television screens at the moment, but we're working on it. But beautiful change of direction there from the Kosoto. Wow. Okay, next one up. Next contest up then. Stangar of Slovenia. And we're in the ladies under 48 kilos category now.
Now, this was a contest that we spoke about at the beginning, and the reason that I was focusing on this was Stangar's the number 1 seed, so you don't get to that position in a Grand Prix without having already done something, reasonably good to get you up to that kind of a spot. So Stangar's done that. She's done the hard work. She's the number 1 seed here. Unfortunately, she's drawn against one of the home favourites, Dilara Lokmanhekim. Lokmanhekim, however, has been out of competition since Rio 2016, so it's a good long while. You're looking at well over a year and a half.
Do we know why?
I'm not sure. I did chat with her, but I thought, I'm not going to go there. It could be something personal. I thought I'll leave that. She did mention about 2 surgeries that she's had, so there's been some injuries. But just before she went to the games, she beat both Jongbo Kyong, who ended up with the silver in the 48 kilo category, and Paula Pareto of Argentina, who won the thing. So, she's got some real background. And when you look at the list of names who've fallen to her during that 2014-15 period, junior world silver medalist, all sorts of stuff. She's got really good background. She picks up the penalty here. It's not surprising that she's off the pace. She's been off for quite some time.
Well, that's one of the things, isn't it? That quite often they don't realise what pace, certainly if a penalty is going to be given and when it's going to be given. And normally I'm saying it around about 35 seconds. If they're doing nothing, if they're not attacking, then Shido can be given. So she's just got to get within that.
When I saw the draw, I have to admit that I thought that it would suit Lokmanhekim better, because Lokmanhekim has got a great deal of experience. So what you were looking at was the youngster, Marisa Stangar, having to find ways past a really experienced fighter. You know, she's still learning her craft, Stangar, and I thought the experience would be enough for Lokmanhekim to take her through. What concerned me was her preparedness for the event. You know, she's going to be, as they call it in boxing, ring rusty. It's going to take a while for her to get, you know, back into things.
Well, if you think about it, it must be something planned, just coming up to that 2-year period for qualification. So she must have decided to have a couple of years off.
I think, I mean, she did mention about the 2 surgeries. That must have kept her out for, well, 2 surgeries, minimum of 6 months, 3 months each time. So that's a minimum. If they'd been serious, it would have been 6 months per surgery. So that's a year, and it's been a year and a half off. So been out for a while. 2 penalties picked up by Lokmanhekim, just the 1 picked up by Stangar. We've got just over a minute left to go. She hasn't been able to come up with a really big threatening attack either. And that's just, it's as though she hasn't been able to, you know, she's turned up to the shop, but she hasn't been able to open it up yet.
Do you know, I was just looking at it, and it's always a great idea, you know, when you decide, I did a comeback, you know, and tried, and I got to the Olympics, but there are stages in the comeback trail, and you think, was this really a good...
Well, she's only 23, so I've got no doubt. I've got no doubt
comeback
that
then, is it? It's obviously because of the surgeries that she was out.
She's been off for a good long while. It's just showing here. She's still young. She's still really young. And now Stangar picks up the penalty. Both penalised twice. They've looked busy without really producing anything. Here's a threat, and she's over on that side for a long time.
Yeah, what you said there is absolutely true. I mean, sometimes you can have people gripping, looking busy, but not doing anything, actually. I'm reluctant to try and name a technique that either of them have attempted, you know. Well, that's the main point as well. A lot of the referees saying, you know, what do we count? You say, if you can't put a name behind it, you can't count it.
Harsh but true. Golden score.
So typical of the Slovenians. Oof. Stangar just coming forwards all the time.
Lokmanhekim trying to work something on the ground here. Ooh. No. See, they're both busy and aggressive, but then they don't produce, you know, a big effort. There's a little foot tap here and there, but...
Right against right. Normally the front leg there offers or poses the danger. One of them trying to wrap themselves round it. This is where you need attacks over the other flank. Well, 2 penalties each, and they both of them know the ramifications of a third.
I don't think Lokmanhekim's done enough.
I think she realises it as well.
They've had a minute of golden score. Not a great deal has changed from, you know, the first part of the contest, the golden score period, and it was Lokmanhekim who picked up the first 2 penalties. So my feeling is that that's the way that it's going to go. She'll pick up the third here.
She accepted that, didn't she? She knew that
off the pace.
It just wasn't quite there.
You shrug of the shoulders towards her coach as though, well, you know, what could I do? Well, Neil and I have got a whole list of things that you could have done. However, we're not the ones on the mat. You're the one who had to go out there and do it. And no doubt she's been around long enough, and she's had success at a reasonable level to know when she goes back and looks at that fight, where the shortcomings are. But I do think that having been off for that length of time, it was a big ask to think you could just step back up and move smoothly in. Right. What would you like to have a look at now? Because we've got a choice.
Just having a look now.
Filzmerzer's on mat number 3. We've got the Kazakh and Azeri here. Well, it's an Azeri who's come across from Mongolia, and then Kimberly Rennicks and the Fiola Kelmendi down on mat number 1. Let's have a look and see who else is coming up. I'm just going to look at who else is coming. We've got Sarah Menezes to follow here on mat number 2 against the Uzbek, Keldyurova. Yeah. Let's stick here then.
Stick here. Absolutely.
Right. Akmaral Nauatbek of Kazakhstan faces Erdenebat Bazarakcha of Azerbaijan. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but that's it. It's Nauatbek in the white judogi, Erdenebat in blue. Here's Neil.
One Shido apiece, and that means going to get on the pace. And it's no good just pecking away with the Kumakata here. They've got to grip up, they've got to go in. Just did a seminar just last week, and just depicting the difference between positive and negative gripping tactics and strategies. And it really has to be leading in to a major throw, or at least an attempt, especially some of the lower sleeve grips in these lighter weight categories where they're pinning the weight, pinning the sleeves so that you can't even start to rotate. You can't do that. You've got to go in. After all, that is where the action-reaction comes in. This is your prime example, actually, of pecking away at the grips. Edianbat trying to get the dominant grip, but both of them trying to get the sleeve. Now they get penalised again. It might be a penalty apiece here, and it is. So we've got the same situation here, that if they do not attack, there is a possibility of a double Hansokumaki. Now, we don't want to see that. We have seen it just recently. Edianbat of Azerbaijan, though, attacks with a Sianagi. She's one Sianagi ahead now. Oh, and that was the closest. Sodisora Komigoshi right the way underneath there. Now starting to pile the techniques on. And she can feel it here, saying that. And there's a possibility of a shimiwaza here that might be on. Just manages to get the head out. Well, she realises there's a chance here of Hansokumaki here. Nutenbak of Kazakhstan. She's coming forward hard, and she's fighting hard with the grips. But it's got to be positive attacking from it as well. Well, just saying that, Sheldon, that distinct possibility of a double Hansokumaki there, but it goes to Edianbat of Azerbaijan there, that just did that little bit more. She did some Sodisora Komigoshis that nearly scored, and Nutbek of Kazakhstan gets disqualified.
Well, that brings us neatly to another round one contest in the under 48 kilo category. This one features Sarah Menezes of Brazil. She's up against Diora Keldiarova of Uzbekistan. It's Menezes in the white judogi, Keldiarova in blue.
Yeah, well, Menezes came in. I mean, how often have you seen her as the lowest seed coming into an event like this? But, you know, she's fighting for form. This is her third Olympic cycle. She was Olympic champion in London, Sarah Menezes, at 48 kilograms. Flirted with under 52 kilograms. I guess that's they're your words, aren't they? Yeah. She did flirt with 52s and found it difficult with the transition. She's now back down to 48s and not at her very best. Look at that Jujigatami there. Oh my goodness, she will have to get out of there because that is not the place to be. Wasn't so sure about that transition in either. You know, that looked to me to be directly in for that Jujigatami there. Keldiarova of Uzbekistan
gave her a little bit of a scare, didn't she?
She did give her a scare.
I like the word, the analogy of you know, to flirt with, you know, weight change. Wasn't serious about it, but just have a little look and see if you like it or not, you know. Well,
you know, the funny thing is with that, and I did it. And
what, you
I
flirted?
I flirted with it, but then somebody said to me, interestingly, you can't flirt and you can't go from one, because I was going from one category to another, and they said to me, make a decision.
Get serious.
Yep. No, it's interesting that you say that, because I flirted and almost came unstuck, and they said, don't flirt anymore.
Get serious.
Full-on relationship here between you and the next week category.
It was 71 and 78 at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I can imagine 71 saying, "It's me or no one."
Yeah, you don't love me anymore. So I never did love it. I only made the weight once a year, I think it was. That's when I jumped on the scale for about 10 seconds.
You could have told 71 and 78, I love you both. There's more than enough for me to go round, don't worry. Right. Single Shido picked up by the Uzbek, who's giving a good account of herself here, Keldiarova, given that she's up against someone with the pedigree and background of Sarah Menezes. 2 minutes left to go.
We've seen Sarah Menezes losing a few contests, haven't we, of late? And it's always a shame because she hasn't found the pace. Certainly the lightning drop Seanagi that she has and the incredible fighting spirit that she has just been just off the boil, really, and that's the only way I can explain it.
Well, she finds herself as the number 3 Brazilian behind Gabriela Chibana and Stephanie Koyama. She's about 1,500 points off, and that's quite a jump. You know, I don't see any way that they're going to...
Well, they must be just giving her a chance here, saying, okay. I can see her saying, I still want to have the chance to go and qualify at my old weight category. And like you say, she'll have to get out the country.
do a bit, yeah.
It's on again, that. Jujigatami's there. That Jujigatami, that's twice now that she's had it from underneath once, and now she's in a situation here. Sarah Menezes is holding on for her life here.
That slipped out
now. That just might be it.
Yeah. Good turn.
Referee will let this carry on. If it's positive, she's still really, really levering against the arm there, and Sarah Menezes just manages to escape.
For the second time. He's hanging on to that arm now.
Yeah, well... So we're into the last minute there. Sarah Menezes twice nearly gets caught with the Jujigatami. Keldiarova, 2 different ways into that.
Menezes back to her start point as if to say, don't you know what I've won?
Yeah.
Where's the respect for an older fighter?
I do feel it's one of those point. You know, it's a different feel going into your second Olympic cycle. It's even more different when you're going into your third one, and you have different things happening at home. You have different things in your life.
Nice brave effort
It
there.
was.
Though.
It was
She-
a great
there's-
Soto, actually.
yeah.
It really was.
There's no taking away from the fact that she hasn't stalled as far as her attacking is concerned. It's just the finish. She jumped in there for that Soto, as Neil was saying. That looked good. Kelmendi, I think, has really fought well here. She couldn't bring her off the other side. The hands weren't in the right place. Oops, second penalty picked up by Menezes, just falling off the pace there a little bit as Kelmendi got busy herself. Dzhigaros almost had Menezes stumbling. She just managed to get the feel of that and turn onto her front, went onto her knees to defend as time ran out. A normal time, that is. We're into the golden score period. Both fighters have picked up 2 penalties apiece, and I have to say that the penalties have been more for errors this morning as opposed to just not doing anything. Once in a while you see somebody pick up a passivity penalty, but it's more of a feeling that they're not genuine about the attacks as opposed to just standing there doing nothing. They've all looked reasonably busy.
Yeah, no, they have been busy, and it's just to distinguish who is more busy
than the other.
Yeah.
Menezes, when she went down to 52 kilos, had a checkered career down there. Win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 2, that kind of thing. So she didn't get settled there. She hadn't been able to string together 3 wins in a row for 2 years, Menezes.
And it's the winning way, that you get out of the routine of winning and the habit. It's very much habit forming. What do? Do you go into the lower competitions? In fact, I do believe that you have to kind of change it up a little bit. That was nearly a score there, I thought. Now can Menezes tie this off?
Menezes had a single medal.
She's going to score from that. I thought that she got
a
that.
look,
but and the referee there asked for the video replay. They'd already looked at it.
Menezes had a single medal in 2017. 6 outings internationally, 6 outings, single medal. Oh, that was a good counter.
That definitely, absolutely. Now, the interesting thing about this Kayashiwaza here, and it was Tewaza, you've got to put a name to it. So was it Ukiotoshi? Was it Sumio? But the interesting thing here is that she had full rotation. Not one part of her back was near the mat. She didn't use the mat in order to get the rotation. She was rotating and right the way onto her opponent's back. So that was a good win there from Sarah Menezes under pressure.
Took a minute and a half of golden score for Menezes to unearth a winning technique, but when she did, it was quite convincing. Good finish. Well, we can stay here and have another look at the under 48 kilo category. This is still round 1. Catarina Costa of Portugal faces Tugzubadir of Turkey. It's Costa in the white judogi, Badir in blue, and it's Neil's turn to have a wander over to our sweet tin and pull something out. So if you hear some unwrapping of stuff in the background, it's Mr. Adams as Vader catches Costa with Diashi Barai and brings her down onto her side for Rosario. That's the lead for Tugzubadir. Hasn't finished yet, still busy on the ground. This is good work from the Turkish fighter. Really trying to make something happen down there. All of that happened in the first minute, and Costa looks slightly shell-shocked. Costa went over to the right, but came back with her own effort, but Costa's effort was adjudged to have been a false attack, and she picked up a penalty for just that. Still just the single score for Beda. She picks up a penalty as well. Costa picked up one for that false attack a moment ago. Neil's back with us, having visited the... Oh, that was lovely. Really, really nice piece of work there.
It's all over.
What a shocker for Beda.
Well, I had a little visit. There's a little tin just to my left, and it deserved a little visit. This is going to be from the Ashiwaza, isn't it? We're just having a little look at
the
replay. We have our own private replay here.
No doubt about it. As far as they're concerned, I think it's a little bit... We're off, aren't we? As far as this is concerned. Might try and move this along a little bit.
Well, there's a battle royal going on at the moment on mat number 1. If we could just go up to mat number 1 here. We've got Nathan Burns of Ireland here against Alim Balkarov of Russia. Just over halfway in the contest, both of them attacking and looking for the big one here, and the Shimiwaza has been going back and forth actually. Burns almost scoring first of all, Balkarov then having a little go at it. Oh, it's all over! And Ashiguruma there from Balkarov takes Nathan Burns flat on his back. And that was all evens, that match, it really was. So Balkarov well, he just took the leg across there. Ashiguruma, not sure if we're going to catch a replay of that, but Nathan Burns made a big mistake there. Yeah. Ashiwaza from Burns, and well, Ashiguruma taking Burns over. Great control of the head there from the Russian. Gets the direction, takes him off over at the angle. Well, let's stay here for this here. We've now got Papinashvili, Ninaashvili actually, of Georgia, Solis of Cuba. So we've got some Georgian names here that we haven't heard of. We haven't seen some of these fighters, and I was saying to Sheldon a little bit earlier that I wouldn't be surprised that that was the gift from good results from last week's competition in Tbilisi. Perform well, you'll get onto the international stage. Always great when you've got depth of fighters in different categories, but if you've got them overall as a nation, even better. As Sheldon said, a lot of these fighters trying to pick up many points as they can before they go into the Continentals in a week's time. When they get to the Continentals, then the competition afterwards, what will happen is all of the points get halved, and then they start the process of qualification for the Olympic Games. Oh, that's it. Well, that's, for me, that was enough control. I thought that was Ippon. I thought that was flat on the back. Was Ari given? I might just change that. Ninaashvili scoring with a Tewaza. Right arm over the top there from Solis. One minute and 13 seconds left this first period of time. One was Ari in it. Ninaashvili, beautifully executed Tewaza. Well, I can just tell everybody, and I'm not going to get her to speak quite yet, but I have my daughter Brooke sitting next to me, who's come here doing a little bit of work for the International Judo Federation, just having a look at this Grand Prix and how it works. And I am going to get her to say hello. Say a big hello.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
So I'm going to put Brooke, she's a little bit nervous about speaking on air, but we're just going to literally just talk about her injury, actually, and because she is a judoka and she's competing, and she's going to be building up for the nationals a little bit later on in the year in the UK at cadet level. And so, Brooke, you got injured, didn't you? Just tell us a little bit about your injury.
I dislocated my elbow during a not very important competition, really, and I've been recovering really quickly, actually quicker than most people, which my surgeon's quite happy about.
Tell us why,
Everyone's
though.
quite happy about.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got that Adam's blood, don't we?
We do. We have the Adam's blood. And so her rehab has been going very, very well. And she had to have a rebuilding of one of the main
ligaments,
the main ligaments in the elbow. That's it. Just Ninaashvili here, just on mat number 1, just going through to the next round here. Good win for him. Great Tewaza to take him through to the next round. Let's just have a quick look up and see who we've got here. and to see whether we stop on mat number 1. I wouldn't mind going down on to mat number 2, under 66 kilograms, Marcelino of Brazil against Tatar of Kyrgyzstan. And Marcelino of Brazil in white, and Tatar of Kyrgyzstan is in blue. And are you enjoying the judo so far?
Yes, it's been really good so far.
Well, this is the early rounds, Brooke, and what happens is every one of the categories, some 60 kilograms and 66 kilograms, of course, they have a couple of rounds to get to the last 8, but they have to get to the last 8 to qualify for any chance of getting a medal match, and at least the last 8. The last 4, of course, they qualify. Of course, if they get to the final, then they get gold or silver, but it's all about that, really, and some of them have a slightly harder job than others, of course, depending on the draw. So we'll just go through this, and when you want to just join in, you can. So the interesting thing about the rules at the moment, I think, is that it's more for positive scoring as opposed to negative, and we've seen more people going for scores, and that's what we want.
Praying for those ippons.
Well, it's the name of the game, isn't it? It's all about going for the ippon and making sure that that we get people with the mentality of training their fighters to get ippons, as opposed to just looking for the shido or looking for the edge play and things like that.
Yeah.
So tell me who your favourite fighter is. She's not here, I know she's not, but I need you to tell me who your favourite fighter is. Under 48 kilograms, I'll give you a clue.
Oh, the Ukraine.
Aha!
Oh, yes. I wish she was here. She was so good.
So we're talking about Belagina, of course, of Ukraine, who is the new up-and-coming star of under 48 kilograms.
She absolutely amazes me every time. Every time.
Well, she is truly an amazing fighter, and she did some of the first tournaments, Paris tournament. She won the first 3 actually, back to back.
Yeah.
Just decided to have a little bit of a rest. I wonder why. I think she'll be at the European Championships though. I think that's what she's saving herself for. So this match then on mat number 2 is going to go into golden score. So any score on the board now. Remember though, 2 penalties already up there to Tatar, so Tatar has to start attacking, because 1 more penalty up there and it's going to be all over. Good attacking from the Brazilian. Marcelino is the one that's just managing to put the attacks in. So I know that you're doing a little bit of work now for Fighting Films. You're going around and just
yes,
doing a
I've
little
already
bit.
had my tour. Need to check out the warm-up area, because everybody was telling me that that's the best place to be right now. But
And what worries me is why the warm-up area.
Exactly. Why? It's intriguing, isn't it?
Yes, intriguing. I'll have a word with that Fighting Films crew in a minute. So Brooke is actually, she's here just to gain some experience, have a little look and see how the events are run. And then she's heavily into her exams at the moment, but working her way to a comeback as well for her judo.
Yeah.
When do you start your judo back again?
Well, I'm hoping to start training in June again. Everybody been saying it's too far away, but we're just leading up to it, aren't we?
We are. We're just leading up to it. Exams finished first of all. So we just saw Honsakamaki there to Tatar of Kyrgyzstan, of Russia, sorry, and the Russian. No, it was Kyrgyzstan, and he got 3rd penalty for not attacking. And so he goes out. We're staying on this mat. This is a good one. Lebl of France here against Kukalavsky of Russia. And we should see a really good match here. Lebl, for me, one of the up-and-coming French fighters and he's regularly on the rostrum here at these Grand Prix Grand Slam tournaments. Lebl in white here. He fights like a guy that I used to fight in my junior days, called Brian Coruscant. And
Right.
he fights, he reminds me, every time he steps out there, he reminds me of him.
Constant reminder of back when you used to
Yeah,
fight.
good memories. But he was a great judo man as well, Brian Coruscant. Never came through to the senior ranks, with us all, but he was a great judo man. But he's out there fighting now. Every time I see him, I think of him. So just before you go, and I'm going to let you get back to work any second now, and then I'll get you back in. And I'll get you back in with Sheldon. Sheldon, I have some different questions for you. What's your main aim now for the rest of the day? We've got 2 more days after this. You'll be able to see the final block and all the medal matches, of course, and how they're working.
Yeah, I can't wait till the final block, actually. They say it's the most intense part of their day. They try to chill throughout the day and because they know they need to focus on the rest of the day.
Yeah, it is. It builds up atmosphere, and of course we'll have a lot more people in the stadium as well. Some of the stadiums that we fight at, of course, we have it absolutely packed. I don't think it's going to be packed in here at the moment, but I think that we'll have enough people in here to make it very, very interesting. So I'm going to thank Brooke for visiting.
Thank you.
And you're going to visit us again in a minute.
I'll see you in a bit.
And then I think what we'll do a little bit later on, we'll do a little blog, and we'll do a blog on what we're doing here at this Grand Prix.
No problem.
So just slide that up. So 1 penalty each on the board here. But he just grinds away at it, Lebl. He doesn't give up. He just keep going forward all the time. Kolkovsky of Russia. I haven't seen him before, I have to say. So here he is against somebody that's really experienced here. Probably doesn't realize how experienced his opponent is, but look at that. Uranagi, just so much depth, the Russians. They really could put probably 5 or 6 in every weight category out and still compete against some of the top boys and girls, of course. He's looking for the Juji Gatami here now. Well, he was searching for it, and now Lebl looking for the turnover. He's going to go again on it. He'll go again on the arm. So watch this turnover now. Can he get enough rotation on it? And it's the Russian that turns him, and he's in trouble here, Lebl. Nice bit of groundwork there. That was going back and forth. And that is absolutely exhausting. When it's at that degree there, it's absolutely exhausting. So all action in this match here, coming into the last 30 seconds of the first 4 minutes. And I'd say that it's Kolkovsky of Russia probably just ahead
Ses prova 1 2 3 4 5. Deneme 1 2 3 4 5. Tamam, görüşürüz abi. Ses kontrol 1 2 3 4 5. Deneme 1 2 3 4 5. Ses kontrol 1 2 3 4 5. Yayın için ses prova. Yayın için ses
So
prova.
into golden score, one
Deneme
Shido
1 2 3 4
apiece
5.
up there.
Ses kontrol 1 2 3 4 5. Deneme 1 2 3 4 5. Ses kontrol. Deneme 1 2 3 4 5.
All action
Ses prova 1 2 3
from
4
the
5.
Russian.
Deneme
Not giving
ses
up
kontrol.
here and not afraid to mix it in Newaza as well.
Antalya Grand-Prix 2018 Türkiye elemeleri. Uluslararası Judo Federasyonu. Ses prova. Saat 14'te canlı
Kolkovski
yayın başlıyor.
just wanted to take the fight to Lebl.
Ses prova 1 2 3 4 5. Deneme 1 2 3 4 5. Ses prova 1 2 3 4. Ümitlerden madalya yağmuru. Türk judosunun kurucularından Nazım Cancı adına 25 yıldır düzenlenen Avrupa Ümitler Judo
Changing
Kupası'nın
direction this time. Sorisora Kumigoshi on the left and the right from Lebl.
Müsabakalar sonucunda milli takımımızın
Got the head down there. That's going to be a second Shido, I think, for the Russian. And Kolkovski will get the second Shido, one more, and it will be all over. You need the three, of course, to finish it. Used to be where that one Shido would decide it, not now. Tries for the Uranagi again. Well, I think Lebl as well realises that, I was going to say, he realises that he has a chance here, but just dropping onto his back there, false attack. Strict on the false attacks, can't just drop on your back. You've got to be careful, anything's sacrifice. Oh, that's it. It's the Wazari. The Russian gets the Wazari. Uranagi, and he's going to finish it off. Lebl manages to climb off every one of those up until that point there. 1 minute 37 into golden score. And he loses out to the Russian. Kolkovski of Russia will go through to the next round. They're just having a little check to see if that was a Wazari. I thought that was a Wazari. Oh, they haven't given it. Look at that. Still goes on. So they went to video referee, and it's a pity we can't just have a look at it, but it must have been that it didn't land quite on the back, or part of the back. And that's why we've got the video referee. They can see more than we can. Well, that's gone completely the other way there. Kolkovski loses it on that, and it goes to Lebl, who goes through. That was a leg grab there from Kolkovski. A little bit fortunate there, Lebl. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? We'll stay on this mat, and Mammadov of Israel here against Shadz of Georgia. Mammadov in white, Shadz in blue. Winner of this will go through to fight Lebl in the next round. The coach has just been told to cool it a little bit. A lot of the coaches, I have noticed, are just a little bit too vocal, and they can't be vocal when the fight's going on, but they do it all the time. We're being backed up to the edge there. And again, part of my seminar a couple of days ago about edge play. You play the edge and you have to reap the consequences, I'm afraid, because of course if your opponent backs out, if they get caught on the edge, it's their fault. But if you back them up and then you push, the difference between a push and a guide. Sometimes you can guide somebody there, but you're playing with fire, really. So to all you coaches out there that play to the edge all the time, much better to play within a meter into the center and just practice throwing them. The rules now, I don't think, allow for too much tactical play. And that was a close counter there. Shadz almost counters him backwards. Menezes gets a penalty for false attack. That's going to be a score, is it? Now, did he have the sleeve there? I thought he had the sleeve quite well controlled. Just manages to turn onto all fours though, the Georgian. Oh, some good attacking judo from both of these. Problem with a bit of blood there on Shadz's head. Well, at least both of these fighters absolutely all out attack, going for the score, and that's what we want to see. A little bit of time just to reflect on where we are here. Of course, we're in Antalya, which is a resort city with an old Roman harbour. It used to be a Roman port, of course, a couple of thousand years ago. But what a wonderful place to hold a Grand Prix or Grand Slam tournament. Especially after experiencing so much snow. A lot of snow for us anyway. Certainly a lot of rain. Well, I think we might just, I think what we'll do, let's go to mat 1 if we can. Sinan Sandal of Turkey, one of the most experienced fighters from Turkey. Elderissi of Guatemala, his opponent. And I'm not sure. Can we go to mat 1? Is that possible? Can we go to mat 1? So we're going to go up to mat 1. We might come back and just join this contest. I'll certainly let everybody know how it went. Here we go. Sandal in white from Turkey. Elderissi in blue. Well, he had good transition as well into groundwork. Sandal. Certainly be one of the favourites in this Turkish team for a medal. One of the biggest problems with the kumakata is just making sure that you have two hands on before you attack. Sometimes a lot of the techniques coming off the one hand. Of course, then at some stage you've got to bring the other hand in order to control or maintain control. It's not always possible to get two hands on, and then you can't keep them on for long. That was definitely bad on the edge there. He's going to get a penalty whether he likes it or not. Doesn't matter what he says. Elderissi showboating to the judges. It's not the thing to do. That's another second penalty to him. In fact, it goes this time to Sandal for pushing, because he did push. Difference between pushing and guiding. Absolute difference. No, backfired on him. I did say earlier, you can't, you got to be a little bit careful. I thought he pushed again there, Sandal. He might just get a second penalty here, Sandal. Well, I thought that was more of a push from Sandal. I think they've got to decide who they give that to, because if it was me, I'd probably give that one to Sandal again for pushing. His head was down, and it's going to be Elderissi that's going to get a third penalty. Oh, that's a strange one. It really is. We've got to differentiate between pushing and obviously getting caught on the edge. He was definitely, Elderissi, very poor on the edge there, and his game plan wasn't what it should have been. Zadro, Bosnia here against Telnov of Bulgaria. Two fights to win to get to the quarter-final stages. A long way in the under 66 kilos category. Senagi and Telbakov just ahead on attacks, really. One Shido up there to Zadro. Again, strong fight for grips. This is, well, nice Makikomi there. That was quite unusual. Telmakov, well, it's way ahead on attacks. I mean, 2 Shidos now. Now, was that a score? No score because it was actually Telmakov that started the whole thing off. And it was Zadro that tried the counter, but there was no control with the counter. Sheldon, we're just covering at the moment. This is Zadro here against Telmakov. 1 score to the Bulgarian and 2 Shidos up for Zadro.
I wonder if he's related to Telmakova, who's competing down on mat 3 in the under 52 kilo category. She's from Bulgaria originally.
Could be.
You know, around about the same time. The weights aren't that different. You know, that's the kind of thing. Mind you, she's gone over to compete for Israel.
Is that right?
Yeah. So they've decided to jump ship.
Yes. I'm just looking at top mat here, and there's Fitzmoser, Austria, second win in the under 57 kilos. That was the quarter-final, I think, was it?
Into the semi-final now. I wonder if she will have to face Kim Jun-dee, who was on that mat just before. Nora Zhakova won her contest down there as well. Zhakova is in the semi-final. She'll face Leilani Akiyama of the United States of America, going great guns. So that's that semi-final. Nora Zhakova up against Leilani Akiyama. And it'll be Kim Jun-dee of the Republic of Korea to face Sabrina Filzmerzer of Austria. There we go.
Wow.
That's the line up there. Still Telmakov leading by Wazari with 40 seconds left to go.
Well, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Just looking now, Distria Krasniki, under 52 kilos there, down on mat 3. And we haven't seen her yet. Might just see what kind of form. She's absolutely favourite for me, under 52 kilos category. So we're going to leave that match.
If you want to continue watching on mat number 1, just click on mat number 1 and you'll get that. But we're down now on mat number 3.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Just missed
just
it.
in time.
Yeah, just in time there to see the ippon for Krasniki. All-out attack. Krasniki just takes the fight to Primo of Israel and strangles her for the submission. She's on good form, isn't she, Krasniki? And they must have high regard for her and a good chance, I think, for a medal for World Championships.
I always think that she fights better when Kelmendi isn't around.
Absolutely. You're dead right.
I mean, around at all.
Yeah.
Just nowhere around. And then she just is able to focus so much better.
She dominates, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She dominates, yeah.
Right, up now, quarter-final in the under 57 kilo category. This is just a replay of the Shimiwaza. There you go.
Great catch. And, you know, we talk about the catch and the transition into the Newaza, and that's what makes the difference. Look at that.
Look at Shani in the background. He knows right away that's on.
Well, she just came up with her neck halfway, almost as if to say, where am I? You know, but she was on the end of a big shimiwaza. That's where she was. Oh!
Nice timing. Babamuratova of Turkmenistan, if you look at that. Is that Hizagaruma or Sasai Tsurikomiyashi?
That's no. What you got to ask now is was it Sumio? It seemed like almost an Ukiyo Sumio, didn't it? But like you said, was it Tanio? Did she have the arm across? Are we going to see it in slow motion? We might just get a replay of that.
I just thought it was some kind of, you know, maybe Hizagaruma or Sasai Tsurikomiyashi. Let's have a look. Oh, just all hands,
just
no
all
leg
hands.
in there.
It was
all hands.
It was a Koichi counter, but it was all hands, all tewaza.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Pup Reka of Hungary now faces Chelsea Giles of Great Britain. There'll be Pup in the white judogi, Giles in blue.
Well, I'm going to stay here for this one. I'm
whizzing-
going to leave you
whizzing
for a
through
minute.
these.
Yeah, I'm going to just stay here for this one because Chelsea Giles, of course, from the Coventry Club, my judo club. I think she had a bye first round, didn't she, Chelsea Giles? But she got her work cut out here because Pup on good form at the moment.
Yeah, bye in the first round, and then she defeated Daria Bobrikova of Russia in round 2 to put her here. Pup also had a bye in the first round, and then she defeated Giulia Pierucci of Italy.
So penalty up there, bad edge. We've seen a few of them caught on the edge. Saw one of the matches, Sheldon, there are 3 scores given on the edge, and one went the wrong way for pushing and the others were being caught on the edge. But there is a differential. It showed quite clearly the difference between pushing, guiding, and being bad on the edge because you're drifting towards the edge. There's a second penalty just gone up there to Pup, so she's making all sorts of mistakes here against Chelsea Giles. Well, Chelsea Giles having absolutely none of that there. Pup trying for the Sumigaeshi. Definitely the stronger one of the two here. Chelsea Giles just needs to keep good stance, good control, and again just backed her off the edge there. And for me, that is Pup all the way there. They're just being bad, drifting off the edge. She doesn't like the grips of Chelsea Giles. Giles gets one there for just not attacking. One penalty up there.
Yeah, just took her eye off the ball there with the, the tactics and the movement and everything, and
Yeah, she wasn't attacking, was she?
and didn't
No,
attack.
not at all.
Yeah.
Great opportunity for Chelsea Giles to go through to the semi-final here. Osodagari! Now with the arm out. No score given. Oh yes, there is. There's a Wazari scored. I thought the elbow might have been out, but referee was right on top of it. Chelsea Giles of Great Britain dominating this quarter-final match against the very experienced Pup of Hungary. Best I've seen a fight. Chelsea Giles, this. Very good with her tactical play, dominating the grips. Oh, now then.
No, not
Are they
enough
going to
push at
give
the
that?
end. No, no.
That definitely was the border, wasn't it, there? I mean, for me, not a good score, but and not a score, but very, very borderline. Needs to keep her concentration here, Chelsea Giles.
Half a minute. She's picked up the single Shido with 20 odd seconds. Now's a good time to start thinking about controlling that right arm when Pup comes over. You could even risk, breaking it off, because you've got one penalty to play with. You don't want us settling on there and getting strong.
No, exactly. You don't. And
not
she
gonna
might
happen
have
now,
the
though.
offside comma here.
Yeah. It's not going to matter now. Time's ticking away. That'll do. That's a good win.
Excellent win there for Chelsea Giles. She goes through to the semi-final. 2 chances of a medal now to get through to the final. First of all, she loses, then she goes down to the repechage and fights for third. But what a great opportunity.
We've got a second quarter-final coming up in the under 52 kilo category now. Bettina Tamelkova of Israel faces Irem Korkmaz of Turkey. It'll be Tamelkova in the white judogi, Korkmaz in blue. We'll stay here to watch this one. The other contests, by the way, on mat 1 and 2, they're both round 2 contests, so we're a little bit further advanced here on mat number 3. Tamelkova and Korkmaz it is. Got semi-final coming up in 3 fights time. Nora Zhakova and Leilani Akiyama.
Some good attacking stuff today.
We saw Tamelkov, didn't we? And now we're seeing Tamelkova.
Yes.
They just
Yes.
add an A to the female names, that's all.
Ah,
So-
right.
I'll ask her when I see her next. It's too much of a coincidence. I really felt that she could do something in this weight category today, and having knocked out the number, having got this far, if she wins here, which is number 4 seed, number 3 seed, you would expect her to make it to the quarter-final. Giles has already done her a big favour by knocking out Puk Reker, so if she gets it to the quarter-final, she won't have to face the number 2 seed, so that's a good thing. However, she will have to face Chelsea Giles.
Yeah, I'm sure Chelsea Giles will have something to say about that. She's going to
I
be
think
in
that's
there.
a good contest for Giles. Oh, nice effort there. Almost come up with the Sutemiwaza, Yoko Sutemiwaza over on the left-hand side. Now Tamelkova's going to pick up a penalty for force attack. Just a little bit untidy there. Slightly better effort. She's not getting control of the right sleeve as she wants it. It's not coming across her body. It's going too far away from her. She really needs to get that pulled across her body, and then she can turn her opponent. It's not happening at the moment. They go landing flat on their face. Little over a minute left to go. Needs to go left or right, but not back. It wasn't the best way to deal with that situation from Tamelkova. He had 3 options: left, right, or back, and she chose to go back. Left or right would have been better. She picks up a second penalty now. Tomoenagi just a little bit too far away. Needs to tidy things up here in this last 40 seconds, does Tamalkova. There's no score on the board. It's the one saving grace. As we move closer towards the golden score period, the advantage will be with Korkmaz. Few little taps at the feet from both fighters, but no real big attack yet. Tamalkova couldn't get the hips across, managed to get the arm round the waist, but couldn't get the hips across for the big attack. His normal time expired. We're into the golden score period. The referee calls Hajime right away, well ahead of the scoreboard having turned round, and it's still flashing golden score, but the time has kept up, oddly enough. There's already 8 seconds on there, so at least they've kept up with the time. Thing that the referee's got to be aware of. Well, it was a huge lunge from Korkmaz. Well, I just think this is the wrong thing here. There was a huge lunge from Korkmaz. Why call the mate then? Let her rush onto her. Let Tamalkova throw her, score the Wazari, and give Tamalkova the Wazari, end of story. You don't have to call the mate, give a Shido, and let them continue here. That's if they were, if there was a score. Korkmaz gets a little bit desperate, goes for the big rush, rushes at Tamalkova. Tamalkova senses that, turns, and the only question is, does she come up with the score? And that's what they're looking at now. Yeah, I think she's down on her side, and they can give Wazari for that. Wazari, that's what I thought. Right, we move on. Tamalkova it is who wins out there. She got the benefit of the doubt. She goes in to the semi-final, where she will face Chelsea Giles. Now we've got a couple of repechage contests coming up, but I think what we're going to do is to go to mat number 2. Let's take a look at the contest there in round 2 of the under 60 kilo category. It's just finished actually. Dashtava Amatovshin has just won out over Italo Cavallo of Brazil. but we can stay there because there are a couple of repechage contests going to take place on mat number 3. So before we go back to 3, let's take a look at Jagvaldoj Armabold of Mongolia. He's up against David Pulkabek of the Czech Republic. It's Jagvaldoj in the white judogi, Pulkabek in blue. Two and a half minutes left to go. Single Shido to Jagvaldoj and a Shido to Pulkabek. Nishanbayeva and Greenberg down on mat number 3 at the moment. After that is when we'll go wandering down there. Yeah. Good effort on the right side there from Jagvaldoj. Just manages to squeeze out Rosari then from Pulkabek. 20-odd seconds left to go. Chance for the turnover here. If you just get the arm wrapped up, he wants to pull the right arm closer to him if he can. He's looking for the Osai Waza. Slightly untidy, but it won't matter now because he's managed to last to the end of the contest anyway. So Jack Valdorj it is who wins out.
Battle royal, that one.
That was a toughie. We did say we were going to go back down to mat number 3, but not quite yet. Nora Zhakova and Leilani Akiyama are due down on mat number 3.
They're working their way through, aren't they? Semi-finals
Semi-final already.
Here we go.
Yeah, not quite yet though. Not yet because they have finished.
Yes.
And if you want to watch Adonis Diaz and Alon Rahima, that's round 2 of the under 60 kilo category. Just click on 2. But we've got a semi-final about to take place on mat number 3. It'll be Nora Zhakova of Kosovo up against Leilani Akiyama of the United States of America. It'll be Zhakova in the white judogi, Akiyama in blue.
Interesting to see how the Kosovans are training, how they're all together. I know that they're all together as a unit, and you know, they really as a unit they are just so physically strong, every one of them, and all competing at this high level. Zhakova. Sleeve, she has the sleeve already here, and Akiyama will have to make sure that she just stays moving all the time. Left against right again, and I say again because we have so many left against rights, and it's always a problem with the sleeve then, and then the penalties incur. So certain amount of the techniques that you do have got to be off the one hand and then controlling with the other hand as it comes in. Of course it works both ways for left and righties, but the left is just better at it than the right is, and the reason being the amount of right-handed fighters that they have to fight as opposed to the other way around. So look at the dominant grip there. Can't just get the dominant grip, has to attack as well. Akiyama's going to have to do something positive here. She hasn't done anything to look like she's going in for an attack, and both of them get a penalty there for not doing anything. Certainly Zhakova looking the stronger physically of the two, but Akiyama on good form. Got to go in. It's no good just getting the dominant grip, doing nothing off it. Akiyama gets the penalty for it, but we have discussed this, and just for taking a positive grip doesn't mean that you can win major tournaments from it. You've got to get the grip and then you've got to attack in.
Something that the IHF head refereeing director Jan Schneider's always says.
Yeah, I mean, the
Take a
thing
grip.
is that otherwise we win an Olympic gold medal just by pulling somebody's head down and not doing anything from it, you know. So, and it is difficult because you say, well, they're dominating with the grip, but the idea is the attack, and we've got to attack off it. Foot in. Too long that was in for Jakova. So still hasn't attacked major off that dominant grip, Jakova. And this is your tactics now. Her looking to... no, there's a good attack.
Yeah.
Eri scored. Now, why didn't she do that in the beginning? And, of course, directly into the Tatisio Gatami. She could have done it. You know, she had the grip all the time.
And made it look so simple in the end.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Well, Akiyama gave something for Jakova to think about in the beginning. But in the end, it was the Kosovan who has come in here as the number 1 seed, who came away with the win. Now, the key here for Akiyama is to make the most of having got to the semi-final, and you're just 1 fight away now from a medal. She really has to go down into that repechage. Into the bronze medal contest.
It's
straight
just
to the bronze
directly
medal
in,
contest,
just directly in. She doesn't have to do any final repechage match.
And make the
She
most
even
of it.
gets a chance to have a look at the one
Yeah.
she's going to fight and see how she performs.
We've got the second semi-final now. Kim Jun-dee of the Republic of Korea faces Sabrina Filzmerzer of Austria. It's Kim in the white judogi, Filzmerzer in blue. The other contests, by the way, are still in their preliminary rounds, and we'll get to them. So Papinashvili and Abuladze will be able to see one of them in the next round. The same is true of Zhumakanov and Balkarov, and you can click on map 1 and see Zhumakanov and Balkarov, and you can click on map 2 and see Papinashvili and Abuladze. That Papinashvili, by the way, is a different one from the top-ranked Georgian. This is Jabba Papinashvili.
Good one, though. Doing
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
He was all
absolutely.
out attacking in the first round. This is an interesting one, isn't it? Fitzmoser here, if she can, she's got great transition. She's got a nice little move on the ground that she scores so often with. Can she get the Korean down there?
And Papinashvili has just defeated Abuladze on that too. So, as Neil said, he's one to watch.
Well, she'll certainly be really happy that she's in this position here, Fitzmoser, because this is her third time for Olympic qualification. She is one that this will definitely be her last Olympic Games, that without a doubt. So every time now that she's out in any kind of major semi-final is going to be a major event for her. So she's really up for it. It's lovely to see her there. She's 2 Shidos on the board. She can't afford another one, that's for sure. Korean just wants to get on with it. Fitzmoser going for it. Oh, gets countered. It's Ippon there to the Korean. She went for it there, Fitzmoser. Was Ari given? So it wasn't quite on the points of the shoulders for the Ippon, and Fitzmoser though went for the Kosoto, got punished. Beautiful Ouchi. It wasn't far off either, was it? Have a look at the we're just looking at the replay of it, and the landing wasn't quite on the back So Wazari was a good score.
And it wasn't a disaster when he gave Ippon. It was pretty close, wasn't it?
It was close.
And given the side that he was standing on, maybe
Yeah.
it just gave him the impression that it was more on the back.
Well, of course, the big advantage of the video referee is that they've got 3 different angles, so they probably had a look at the other angle on that one.
Right shoulder was down on the mat. Left one was still up. And as a result, Wazari was the better score,
Yes.
I think, to give. Okay, no harm done. It's still in there.
Oh, she's got it back. What a Wazari there from Fitzmoser. Kim came in for a technique there. She gets countered backwards. Uranagi. Fitzmoser can get this leg out. This might be all over.
Good turn.
Did well there, the Korean. Yeah, just a little look at the Uranagi there from Fitzmoser. Brilliantly executed.
So, one apiece. Penalty.
Just
apiece.
one penalty.
Two
yes,
to Phil
2
Mercer.
penalties up there for Fitzmoser. But she's certainly opened up now.
Yeah.
It could go any way, this one. She's going to go for it again here, Fitzmoser. She's not going to rest on this.
Oh, yeah. So, what does Marko Špitka not like about this?
Well, is he
trying to wave,
objecting?
he's trying to wave it away, but it looked okay to me.
Well, I agree with you. It seemed like a direct Ouchigari there to me. Yeah, nothing not to like there.
He's saying that Filzmerser was in the process of taking her across her hip. Well, that doesn't work for me. Oh.
That was definitely good Ouchigari there. I don't know what he was saying. I really don't.
Right, what have we got coming up next? That's a repechage contest there. We've got a quarter-final on mat number 2. Let's go to take a look at Sarah Menezes of Brazil. She's up against Catarina Costa of Portugal. It's Menezes in the white judogi, Costa in blue, and it was Costa who threw beautifully earlier on with that Kojigaki for Ippon. Let's see, and she was down by a score. Let's see if she can come up with something here.
There's the end of the sleeve grip there, Sheldon, and we know that so many penalties now, they've got to either take the arms across, get the action-reaction off it, they've got to go in. One battle after another for Sarah Menezes. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, I like it.
Well,
Yeah.
Ippon has been given there,
Yeah.
hasn't it, to Costa? And I think that might go to the video referee there, because I just wouldn't mind having a look to see how that was. I am not convinced that was an ippon there, and it could possibly be Hansaku for the bridge.
Yeah. I think that's probably what it is going to be.
Which means it is an ippon, of course, but
Yeah. Yeah. You can have a look as well. Oh, you even got it in slow motion.
she used the hand, so it'll be
Yeah.
Hansakamaki. I'll be really surprised if this isn't Hansakamaki now, because Sarah Menezes used the hand and the head to assist her to turn. Well, they've let it carry on. Look at that.
Yeah, and
Talk about fortune.
and just the Wazari. She's just come out of there with Wazari. So the hand, and maybe not fully on the head. So they're not looking at the Hansakamake. Now they're only looking at the score. That's the only thing. You know, they didn't see it as dangerous. Oh, if they had Hansakamake.
Sure.
So the only reason that we are where we are now, and the only conclusion that we can draw sitting here, this is what we can continually have to do when Neil's sitting in the other chair. The commentators are having to. It's like guesswork for us.
Yeah.
What?
Intention.
Yeah.
It's all about intention.
What was the result? What was the process of the result?
Yes.
So that result process, the process by which we come to this situation here,
Yeah.
Wazari for Costa, is that the referee commission have had a look at it. They haven't seen it as a dangerous action. Hand going down and maybe not fully on the head. They've said no Hansakamake. Now they have to decide, was there a score?
Yeah.
They've had a look. They said Wazari it is, and that's where we are
But
now.
the other thing, sometimes if your hands are tied up and you
No
have
choice.
no control,
Yeah.
you can't help it, right? But so it's all down to the word intention.
Mm.
Did Sarah put her hand down and her head in order to avoid the landing on her back? And
The hand, yes.
they've said no. Yeah, she
The
did
hand,
use
yeah,
the
absolutely,
hand.
absolutely.
But
yeah.
was the intention to, but the thing is they've said no, so
Yeah.
it is no. So it's, and I'm glad that the Wazari stuck, and that's won it for Costa. Costa
yeah.
goes through to the semi-final.
Two good wins today for the Portuguese. Now Menezes is not out of it. She could still be on the podium, but it won't be attempting to win the gold medal.
It's struggle all the way, isn't it, for Menezes?
Let's see
Really
if we
is.
can go down to mat number 3 now, because coming on to mat number 3, it's the semi-final. We've got both semi-finals in the under 52 kilo category. District Krasniki of Kosovo faces Gulbadan Babamuratova of Turkmenistan. It's Krasniki in the white judogi, Babamuratova in blue.
Well, Gambold, we're going to leave Marcelino of Brazil. You can still click in to mat 2 if you want to watch that match. Krasniki, though, here in the semi-final match. So aggressive, like Sheldon said earlier. Without Kelmendi in the mix, she certainly is very, very dominant. Well, Bramatova got Shido there for passivity. It was wiped off. Krasniki just aggressive and knows what she wants. Now it's a penalty up there. Babamuratova of Turkmenistan, Shido down. And there's the attacking as they're coming up situation there, transition from groundwork to standing as opposed to the other way around. This might be the offside commi here. Can she just get that little bit of leverage? I think she can. She's going to turn her in and did very, very well there to avoid that. Mammadov just managed to wriggle out. Bad on the edge, just needed to let her go outside, but Mammadov will get a second penalty. This will be, well, she has to. Her 2 feet went out then. Well, she's on the back foot all the time, Mammadov. That's definitely going to be a penalty, but that could have been the third one, that. Just dropped on her back there, didn't break balance. Well, I don't know. Krasniki just needs to back her up. She's so bad on the edge here. Fighting for her life here, Mammadov.
I get the feeling that what's being transmitted through the hands of Krasniki is any minute I'm going to throw you.
Well, it's fear, isn't it?
Yeah,
she is. I mean,
sorry to put it that way,
yeah,
but
it is fear. And it transmits. It's what we can't see here in the commentary position or in the coach's chair. You know, when somebody's shouting, do something, do something.
Easy for you to
Attack.
say.
Yeah, easy for you to say. You come on and give it a go. You know, Iliadis pulls your head down, you don't get up. Third penalty then to Mammadov. Krasniki goes through to the final. How easy did she make that look?
Right, who have we got coming up next? Oh, Chelsea Giles of Great Britain from the Coventry Club. She faces Bettina Tamelkova of Israel. It's Giles in the white judogi, Tamelkova in blue. And I've got a rather excited Neil Adams sitting alongside me because she's from Neil's local club. So let's see how she gets on with this one.
Well, certainly the best that I've seen her fighting here. And I don't just mean with throws or, you know, but just from a tactical point of view, just fighting very, very well to get this far, and her quarterfinal was excellent. Just needs to do much of the same here against Tamelkova. Well, Giles in the quarter-final took that big right arm over and dominated the head. That's what she's trying to do here. She hasn't done anything yet. Tamelkova just defending at the moment. This is a great example here of somebody trying to be positive with the grips and the other one just trying to be negative, stopping you gripping up. Well, she's too close to the edge here. Chelsea Giles needs to get away from the edge. Too much of a delay there for that from the Israeli. A tactical match here. Now the arm over. Good attack there from Giles.
This is a terrific opportunity for Chelsea Giles because Temelkova hasn't really been at her best today.
No, it is, like you say, it's a great opportunity. She just needs to stay, keep her back from the edge. And I feel that if at any stage she's going to get a penalty, it'll be for that. She's just too close to the edge. She's going to get it for that, I think. Temelkova just starting to climb on top of this.
She's the one with the single Shido. There's a minute and a half left to go.
Oh, Sarigari, it's no score. The elbow was out. Temelkova did the Osoto. Chelsea Giles just managed to stop her side hitting the tatami. Well, this will be her first major Grand Prix final if she gets to it, Chelsea Giles, at senior level. Now, Temelkova looking for the arm. That arm now. Can she get it straight? She's not hooked in. Incredible. She got all the way there and she's not actually hooked in. Chelsea Giles just manages to pull the arm in there.
Second time we've seen Temelkova with the problem on the arm.
Just, again, it's part of the process. You hook into the elbow. They're not hooking into the elbow.
Need a bit of work down the club.
Well, yeah.
One Grand Slam Chelsea Giles has attended in the past. But as far as the Grand Prix are concerned, this is her 6th outing. Could be the 7th if we have to.
Any medals?
This one. No. So, she's had 3 7th places. So whatever happens, this is going to be her best result. Because 2 losses would end up in a 5th. A win here would put her in the final. That's the best scenario. Win here.
I'll go for the last one. Yeah, we'll
go for that. Yeah. Temelkova's record is a little bit different. She has had a degree of success already.
Well, she's been told to go forwards and don't hold back, and Chelsea Giles is doing exactly that. Still anybody's match. 20 seconds into golden score. Not enough with the hands there from Giles. Remember, any Kayashiwaza, the one that initiates, if they keep control, the one that initiates the first technique. The one that initiates the first technique is the one that gets a score, but only if they maintain control all the way through.
Well, they want to have a look at something. Oh, could be Giles. Could be a score for Giles.
Let's have another look at that.
Yep. There it was.
Chelsea Giles then goes through to the final. Well, what a win for her. That is really superb stuff.
We just said that, didn't we?
Yeah.
What would be the best scenario for her?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a disaster for Temelkova if she can come back and win the bronze medal. A bronze medal at this stage in a Grand Prix would be a good result. However, it's completely different kettle of fish for Chelsea Giles, who makes her way into her first ever Grand Prix final. And the thing about that too is that never having had any medal at all as a Grand Prix, she now has you know, the chance of taking a gold. Right, we are going to go to mat number 1 because the contest on mat number 1 features Yerenkaiypov of Kazakhstan. He's up against Yang Yung-wei of Chinese Taipei. It'll be Yerenkaiypov in the white judogi, Yang in blue. We'll wander down there in a second.
Well, it looks like that was all over there. Yerenkaiypov, the winner. And now, next match up, Ogazov of Russia, Golipor of Iran is his opponent. Quarter-final match in the under 60 kilos category. Well, both of them looking for that second hand on here. Strong Iranian team. It's getting stronger and stronger. There's a lot of concentration on the youngsters coming through. And, well, we saw the Iranian heavyweight, didn't we, out in Georgia. My goodness me, what an exciting contest that final match was. But they're all going for the ippons, aren't they, these Iranians? 2 penalties up for him, though, because he can't get 2 hands on here. Oh, and that's going to be a score. Wazari scored. Ogazov, first attack in, gets a big score.
You can see from the adjoining scoreboard, Andras Jereb of Slovenia leads his neighbour, Matej Poliak of Slovakia, leads by Rosari. That's in the under 66 kilo category. We're sticking here with the under 60 kilo category. This is our quarter-final. Albert Oguzov. How do you manage this one? The Iranian. Ali Golipor Matla in the blue judogi.
So unorthodox, Golipor. He's looking for the arm over. And you can only assume that he's going to do something.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because one of the most unorthodox lightweights I've ever seen was also an Iranian, Haji Akondazeh. He was so crazy.
Well, it is. It's coming out with crazy techniques from different angles. It's incredible.
He had that horrible sticky foot sit-down ashiwaza. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do remember it, yeah.
And quite famously, in Osaka at the World Championships many years ago, he was fighting a North Korean, and he was leading by Wazari, and towards the end of the contest they went into Newaza, and the North Korean began applying a shimiwaza, and the time went out, the buzzer went, and the North Korean got up, but Haji didn't.
He was unconscious.
Haji was unconscious, and he got to his feet, and he was staggering a little bit, but he was gathering himself. He tied his belt up, and of course the referee then indicated
he was the winner
to the North Korean that the North Korean was the winner, and Haji was still looking at the scoreboard because they hadn't changed the scoreboard. He said, "Hey, yeah, sorry."
Sleepy was that?
Sleep.
Well, we just saw a second
Oguzov,
Wazari there.
go on.
Oguzov just got the second Wazari and put it beyond doubt here. But he definitely had his work cut out there. Gulipur Mutalag of Iran there. Very, very unorthodox.
I became quite good friends with Haji over the years and would see him at different competitions, and he became a coach for Iran. He was a good boy. I liked him. He was... and I never went down that route of bringing up that story. I just couldn't bring myself to
Best left.
Yeah, leave that one. Right, there's a repechage contest on mat number 1, but we're going to go to mat number 2 because we've still got the preliminary rounds going on there. It's round 3 in actual fact. Denis Vieru of Moldova takes to the mat. We've got another Iranian. This time it's Hassem Nurizadeh of Iran. Vieru in the white judogi, Nurizadeh in blue.
Big left arm over the back there. Look at the Kosoto. He had it countered. Well, they all look for that, the Iranians. They like that that big hugging Kosoto. But he had it taken against him there. Veru just countered him for the Ouchi. Beautifully done. He won't be so keen to go in for that hugging Kosoto, I don't think, the Iranian, from now on in. Still throw off there. Now that's the ideal opportunity. When they start to drop onto their knees, you can still throw from a standing position there if they're on their knees. And of course it gets the Moldavian penalty in the end. Shido up.
All the contests are finished on mat 3. They raced through their contests down there.
Yeah, it was quick, wasn't it? Really quick.
But we've got repechage and semi-finals scheduled for 1, so you know that on mat 1, so that's not long for the afternoon. And then we've got repechage contest already on 2, so it won't be long before we catch up. Shani Hershko, the Israeli coach, is down in the preparation area, giving one of his fighters a slap on the back and getting them ready. He's been a busy boy today, Shani.
Yeah, great team effort, isn't it? You know, the Israelis are out in force, aren't they? Some of the young names coming through as well now, both in the men and the women.
Well, the flight isn't that long, is it? Here,
No,
because we're already down in that kind of way.
Do you know the thing I like most about their teams? Are they all try and score.
Yeah.
Every one of them trying to score big. Yerenkaiypov. Just 38 seconds of this contest left. Have to go for it now. That's going to be it. Wazari Wazetiapon all over, and Viru gets the second score, and that wins him this contest, takes him through to the quarter-final.
What's going to take place on mat number 1 then? Now, let's go down to mat number 1. I'll tell you why. Because Tamar Malka of Israel is up against Fiola Kelmendi of Kosovo. Now, I like to think that I know a bit about judo. I'll tell you what though, I don't know anything about Tamar Malka. It's a new one on me.
Well, there we go. Well, like I say, some of the juniors, he's putting out some of the juniors as well. And they're here, she's performing here. She's got a semi-final.
Semi-final, and she could, I mean, with the greatest of respect to this particular Kelmendi, he's not, you know, anyone to be afraid of. There's a good chance for Tamar Malka. Let's have a little look and see where she is on the radar. 26 points. I could ask our exactly. I just saw the indication from our, you know, our IT specialist who knows all about you know, points. And when I said 26, there was a wave of a hand, like, yeah, okay. You know, you get that for turning up, don't you?
Well, definitely going to get more here.
If you just held on.
Yeah, really good attempt there. That was a standing Sianagi. Nothing drop about that one.
And to really put things in perspective, Noah Minsker has 2,440 points, and Shira Rishoni, who is the Israeli number 1, has 2,636 points. Poor little Tamar Malka, she's got 26.
But Tamar Malka is going in for some big standing techniques here. And that's nice to see.
She's only 17. It's her first ever Grand Prix.
Semi-final.
In the semi-final. I'm going to wander down and have a word with Shani Hirschko.
Go and have a word with him now. See if he's...
I think he might be a little bit busy. No, I'll give him a minute or so. Be off, but it's just fascinating, you know. It's 17 to turn up, and you know, how old is your daughter?
She is coming up 16. Yes, she's almost
a year and a half. She'll be out there.
Yeah, I hope so.
Really, I mean, it's just so quick. Neil's daughter's here, by the way, so we'll get a chance to say hello to Brooke at some stage, and we'll talk to her about her own judo preparations and how she's getting on.
I did get her up. She said a few words, but she said she'd rather speak to you.
Oh, really? Yeah. There's one person that she's trying to avoid here, and it's me.
She said, that Sheldon, he's not going to get me to talk.
He's a nightmare, isn't he?
No, she did well.
Nice little effort on the mat edge there. She just didn't finish off there.
Well, you were right here. This could go either way. This really could. A young 17-year-old Malka of Israel.
And it's Kelmendi who's picked up the penalty. I hurry to say, that's good effort as well. I hurry to say Fiola Kelmendi, because every time you say Kelmendi, you know, you get this vision of...
Are they related?
Linda.
Are they related?
I'm not sure. Could be the younger sister.
So a real battle royal going on here. Coming up to the last minute of the first 4 minutes.
They're cousins. We get that information from our media manager, Mark Pickering, a fountain of all knowledge.
Thank you, Mark.
He's a boy, isn't he?
Yeah. He must be listening to us.
Is there anything else for him to do?
He's busy. He's busy.
He's tuned in.
Yeah.
Half a minute, or just over, left to go. Good little battle, this one.
Well, backing her up there, doing the right thing. Well, coming up to the last 20 seconds. We're into the last 20 seconds of normal time. It could possibly go into a golden score. One's Shido gone up there now to Malka. Malka almost catches her then. It really is going to go either way. Both of them have a possibility of winning this. Oh, it's gone down. Is that going to be a Wazari? I think it is. I think that was a Wazari there. I don't
Right
think.
at the death.
Yes, it really was. Just an Ashy was there, took her down. It's not the kind of landing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was on the side, and
that was good enough.
referee looking at the top table. I don't think they're going to overrule that.
I think the question would be, in old money, as they call it, would that have been a Yuko?
Well, not for me, but I mean that's my. I thought the elbow was out, but anyway, that's, I've been told that I mustn't
Not to
get
say anything.
too too involved with that side of it when I'm here.
Right, well, Wazari's it is. It's a shame. I would have liked to have seen the safety valve of being in a final for the 17-year-old. She doesn't have that now. She's got to go and do it again. She's got another fight to get the medal. Anyway, it is Kelmendi who makes her way into the final. We're watching the quarter-final on mat number 1 between Yildiz Rumakhanov of Kazakhstan and Bagrat Ninaashvili of Georgia. It looks as though he's already given him.
Well, they give him the ippon there, and I wasn't so sure that was the ippon. So in a situation like that, he's got to call the ippon and then count the offside komi, because he went into the offside komi. So it was one of those situations where
They've given
no,
it.
he's been
Okay.
given. Ninaashvili gets it.
We're just watching the end of that contest with Kelmendi, and I suppose we can have a look at the Rumakhanov replay when we get it. We'll come back to that anyway. Right, we've got a quarter-final in the under 66 kilo category. Daniel Kagnin of Brazil faces Sinan Sandal of Turkey. It's Kagnin in the white judogi, Sandal in blue. And it was odd this morning when we didn't have any replays at all. And then, we start getting them. We don't get them in the right place. I'm not going to complain.
No.
See?
No. We you know what? We can voice over any replay.
Yeah. There you go.
We can do it. Well, a lot of hope on Sandal here. Backed him out again. I've watched Sandal. Sandal does this all the time. He was the one where in the previous round, it's going to go against his opponent here, but he definitely pushes out Sandal. Definitely, absolutely. He backs them up, and then sometimes he gives them a little nudge as well. He takes it too far. The more he is let, they let him get away with it, the more he'll do it.
There's another question there, and that is who's letting him get away with it, because you've got the referee in the middle, and then you've got the people who are on the refereeing team, but got his opponents. Don't go over there. Don't give him that opportunity. You know this guy is going to nudge you there. Go left or right, but whatever you do, don't go back. They always end up on the mat edge. Keep him in the middle and work him over. There you go, look.
Do it like that?
Yeah. No score for that?
Well, Georgians are having a romp here, because Papinashvili on mat 2 just
scored,
won.
yeah. Sandal's got the Oshiro, but it wasn't strong enough. I thought that looked like You know, there was a suspicion of a score there, but Sandal's hurt himself. All that pushing has hurt his rib. Pushed his rib out.
All that pushing.
It's bound to come back to haunt you at some stage, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. You sow what you reap. Is that right? Or you reap what you sow?
Yeah.
Is
Well
that
done.
how did I get it? You know, my wife calls it the
Outtakes.
Del Boy moment. You know,
Outtakes.
Del Boy moment.
See, Carlin didn't have any other option but to bail out of that one. He put himself in a difficult position by wandering over to the edge. Sandal does what Neil has just been saying, which is to put more pressure on him. He hasn't got an attack, prepared, and he just rolls onto his front.
Yeah.
He was lucky not to get called for a
Second.
force attack there.
Oh, that's
yes.
a good one. Good was Harry, that was. Siatoshi actually went down onto one knee. Beautifully executed by Kargnin. Oh, he turned him into the hold down. Oh, that was a
No
massive
way.
mistake there by Kargnin.
He's not
It
gonna get out of
really
this
was.
one.
He's not going to get out of that. And it looked as if he had the advantage there, and he turned him like a baby, actually, Sandal, into the outside corner. Yeah. There's no way he's getting out of that one. He's given that one up. Good bit of Newaza, and that was such a shame because he had it. He had it sewn up. Well, experience won out there, didn't it?
Yeah. It just gave him, a few things to think about over and above the judo. I think Neil's got a good point here. This tactic that Sandal has of working the edge, you never know what it is that's going to upset your opponent, and maybe he does upset a few of them and draws them into doing things that they wouldn't normally do. Daniel Kargnin's got lovely judo. He wants to stay in the middle. He wants to stand up and fight and everything. And when he's pushed around and take to the edge, maybe just lack of concentration, or just starts thinking about something else. And all of a sudden, Sandal comes into it. By the time they come back to the middle, Kargnin's still thinking about something else, and makes a slip, makes a mistake.
That was a massive one. Huge. Huge.
He's a bit of a wild card, is Sandal. Brings a few other things to the tatami. Menezes has just won her repechage contest on mat number 2, so she'll be...
She's plugging away.
Yeah,
isn't
she's up
she
there
really is.
with a chance for a bronze, which is what we said. If she comes away from here with a bronze medal, it's not disaster. But she has to medal. She has to be on that podium regularly, because she was last week.
Yes.
So you come away, you've got 2 medals. You really begin to feel okay. I'm there or thereabouts.
I think that's the difference, is that always there and roundabout because of their class, and their status.
Let's see about going to mat 2. We've got a really interesting contest coming up there. It's Marusa Stangar of Slovenia, the number 1 seed in the under 48 kilo category. She's up against Katarina Costa of Portugal. It's Stangar in the white judogi, Costa in blue. And Costa's already demonstrated her throwing skills and starts off right away by catching the youngster with Wazari.
This, I don't think, is going to last the whole time. I think this is real aggressive stuff from both these fighters going for it.
Yeah, gone again.
Oh, it wasn't quite though, was it? It was
She
very
was
close.
lucky.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
she got it.
that last push down for me. Stangar couldn't stay off.
Well, that was definitely the absolute edge of what a Wazari is, and
They want to have another look, but
I don't think that was personally.
that's, no. I mean, it's really
No.
interesting because
Yeah.
it's exactly what we're talking about. You know, where is that line? You know, when is it a
Yeah.
score? When is it not
Well,
a score?
Yeah, I agree, and she got it, so they've let it go.
Yeah, my first feeling is, yes. The more I look at it, replay-wise, the think, is that really? And then we come back to this thing. What was Yuko was Wazari.
Yeah.
So it could be that Costa's thrown her for 2 Yukos and the contest.
Yeah,
This is
but
a big
like you
debate,
said, would
you know,
that
out
have
there.
been a Wazari?
Not Wazari, no. It would have been a Yuko, but not Wazari. But what was Yuko is now Wazari.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to be the danger.
Yeah, always.
And you know,
But it doesn't happen that often.
I was going to
actually. We
say
don't
9
see
times
it
out of 10 we
often.
don't have to worry about
No,
that. But
no.
once in a while you're going to
Yeah.
get 2 ropey scores that end up winning you the contest.
When you're the main match
Yeah.
as well, it could be the final of the
Yeah,
World
we're-
Championships or
or
the.
Olympic Games. We
Yeah.
certainly hope that this is what we're hoping not. However, Costa also demonstrated another side of this. Within how long was it? How many attacks did she have? 4 or 5? 2 scores? She knows that
Yeah.
that game, her game is come out and try and get
Yeah.
the scores, and it's put her in the final. If we look at her today, we can go into her record for the day and see what she's come up with. Catarina Costa, the Portuguese. She's had 1, 2, 3 fights so far. Well, okay, well that's right. They haven't got this one up here yet.
Just looking at this match here, Gambold all over Labouche of France.
Quarter-final in the under 66 kilo category. It was 3 Wazaris and 1 Ippon for Costa so far. So
Yeah.
it's not bad, you know.
No,
she,
no.
She's been busy.
No.
She's had 4 scores in the 3 contests, so she's been busy. We shall see her in the final, and one of these 2 will be in the semi-final. Gambo Kerlan of Mongolia and the white judogi Kylian Lebl of France. The Frenchman picks up a penalty for passivity there, but it's the Mongolian Gambold who leads.
Beautiful Uchimata there. Just his score was terrific, but he's all over him actually.
Number
Going to
1
close this
seed.
down, I think. Well, just manages to climb off that, and he's really finding it difficult here against very, very explosive Mongolian. Gambold, Kerlan Gambold. Just taking the fight to Lablouche, and Lablouche is normally the one that will add a little bit of pace. Now what's going to happen here, because the Blues is getting a little bit desperate, I think. Still only halfway through this contest. Rush to the front. Back to the middle, should I say. I don't think this is going to last time. He doesn't really know what to do with him, Lablouche. Everything that he does is just met with concrete wall. Little bit of frustration showing on Leblush's face here because he doesn't know what to do with Gambold. You'll have to watch the Kosoto, Leblush. Now, was that a score? That wasn't far off either. That was a good counter-attack there, Taniotosh, and I'm not so sure he didn't go onto his back. Gets away with it. Has an attack now, Gambold, so he'll have to be careful for a second penalty. Looking for the shimiwaza here. Can he get it? Leblush in all sorts of problems here. All over then. Leblush grabs the legs at the wrong time and Gambold goes through to the semi-final. So let's have a little look, see where we are. Zhireb of Slovenia coming out against Denis Viru of Moldavia. This also quarter-final in the under 66 kilos category. Judo holding same side, not attacking immediately. Well, he won't stop coming forwards, will he, Zhireb? All the time, non-stop. Had some good results of late, Zhireb.
Oguzov has won his contest down on mat number 1, by the way, against Yerenkaiypov of Kazakhstan. Just threw in for Wazari in the golden score period, so he's through to the final. Albert Oguzov of Russia. Meanwhile, Zhireb and Viru continue here. There's no score, just a single Shido against the Moldavian. We've got 2.5 minutes left to go.
Yeah, quite even, these two. Go either way. Oh, nice actually was it? It was a banana skin situation, that one.
Luckily, our referees don't score flight here. That would have been scoring.
Score the landing, not the flight. Oh, that's going to be a score. Now, was that Ippon? I think it was. And that was Uchimata Sakeshi there. And Veru just uses the hands to great effect there to take Dzhigaros over. That's going to land. I think he landed cleanly onto his shoulders that time.
Yeah, this is all done. Yereb is that little bit too much of a handful not to bounce back. He just got caught.
Yeah, he did.
He threatened him with the footwork on a couple of occasions. That time it came off. Now we've got repechage contests on both mats, so we're going to stay to have a look at Dashtavar Amatovshin of Mongolia. He faces Adonis Diaz of the United States of America. It's Dashtavar in the white judogi, Diaz in blue. We were talking about how brave Diaz is. He's up against the number 1 seed here because Dashtavar lost his quarter-final to his teammate Jagval Dorj Amabold. He lost out to Jagval Dorj. It will be Jagval Dorj who we'll see in the upcoming semi-final. So Dashtavar has gone down into the repechage. Adonis lost his quarter-final to Jabba Papinashvili. So that's brought the two head-to-head. There's no score as yet. We've only had about 45 seconds. It's Dashtavar in the white judogi, Diaz in blue. It's the American who picks up the single Shido, and here is Neil.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you actually who Dashtavar lost to, but
his teammate.
Yeah, well, I mean, I said they were here in strength, and they are. You know, they obviously have their own reasons for it. Pick up some quick points. Maybe that's the thing, because we were talking about the importance of picking up as many points as possible just before the start of the qualification period.
I suppose I could wander over to the athlete entry area to find out from Lasha Gujugiani, who's giving Jabba Papinashvili a few slaps on the back at the moment, whether he's related to Amiran Papinashvili, but I'm not sure.
Go and do it.
I could, couldn't I? I could. I'm just lazy. Richard Britton sent us a very nice message. So, yeah, good afternoon to Richard. I know you'll be happy if you say good afternoon to him too.
I'm going to say good morning because it's probably only morning there, isn't it, at the moment?
It's 1:45.
2 hours.
You might be right. Technically,
quarter to 12. But I'll say good morning, Richard. How are you?
There you go.
What was the nice message?
How nice it is to listen to two people who are definitely enthusiastic about it.
Yeah. That's good.
He's got that wrong.
No, we are. We diverge sometimes, just a little.
No, he's one of a number of people who write to say they know that we're enjoying it. It's difficult. If you've spent a lifetime in judo, you come and see top quality judo, then you are going to enjoy it. You know, once in a while you'll get a bit of a dud, but even then you can analyse where it's going wrong. That it's very, very rare that you're going to hear us sit here and say zero about something, but once in a while you'll get a couple of heavyweights who come along and just plod around. There's very little you can do about that. Every sport suffers from 0-0 or whatever it is. It just happens.
I like your expression, a bit of a dud. It just reminds me of the old fireworks we used to set off. They wouldn't go off. It's a bit of a dud.
Yeah.
Well, some penalties being handed out here for sleeve infringements here, and second one went out there to Dashtavar. So they've got to do something now, and that went off the ground, that one. That was an interesting one, that Sumigaeshi there. He did start standing actually, but sometimes when they go into a newaza situation and then they do a Sumigaeshi and it's off the ground, you can't score it, of course. That one there was a bit different. So 1 minute to go. They both of them just feel the possibility of penalties deciding this match, and we don't want that. Well, you couldn't see it here, but that was very much a Tewaza situation there, because Dashdavar was leaning. He had the arms round to grab the belt, and he was just leaning on his opponent there, who was thinking about doing a pickup himself, and it was close. It was a real Tewaza situation. That should have been Shido. There, he just dropped on his back. Dashdavar, he might get it.
Yep. Altafando, the referee in the middle, is just,
Yeah, he did. He just fell onto his back there. There was no movement. They know what the situation is now.
And he wanted to give that, but he realised that it was a third penalty.
It was a third one, but whether it's third or first one, you can't give benefit of the doubt. That's not the way it works. It works a lot better if you give if you administer the rules strictly.
I think because he wanted to give the third one and it was a Hansokamake, he just wanted to check it with his colleagues, say, hey, I'm giving this penalty here, is this okay?
Yeah.
They said, yep, good, right, bang, and off he goes. I think that was why, because he called Mate immediately knowing that there was a Shido.
He did.
Yeah.
Good decision from the referee.
So Dashdavar not having the best of days, but Adonis Diaz, who we spoke about this morning, just, pecking away there at a good spot. He came in here as the number 4 seed, and he's managed to find himself in a medal fight. Right, let's have a look at Jagval Dorj Armabold of Mongolia. He faces Jabba Papinashvili of Georgia. It's Jagval Dorj in the white judogi, Papinashvili in blue. Semi-final in the under 60 kilo. The conqueror of Dashdavar. His own teammate put him out.
And he's a young one as well. We haven't seen him, I haven't seen him a lot. Yeah, I went to the Olympic Training Centre in the middle of Ulaanbaatar and saw him, but he only just young boy.
You come here all this distance with your friends, and look what they do to you. Knock you out in the quarterfinal.
How daring.
Yeah, and take your place. Hey, I was number 1 seed this morning.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the afternoon now, mate.
Yeah. You're the junior.
Yeah, right.
Don't forget.
Oh dear. Yeah, Richard, just thanks again for your message about the commentary. It does suit some people. Almost went off on the other side there, didn't he? It does suit some people, and we do get some messages saying thanks very much and we enjoy it and everything. And I think most of the judo people that are listening can accept that from a start point of 10:30 in the morning until 2 o'clock or 2:30 in the afternoon, there are going to be times when we're not absolutely fresh and everything.
It is a little bit different as well. Our morning commentary just a little bit different. It gives us a chance just to have a little chat about certain people. Of course, the one that goes live TV, the final block, which is all the medal matches, we have to give it a slightly different flavour as far as the techniques are concerned, and so it's more of a concentration on what's happening out there all the way through, isn't it? It just has a little tiny difference in balance, but the nice thing is when we can do both, and we do thoroughly enjoy that.
And I enjoy getting messages from the people who are listening, especially when they say, when
can I have your phone number?
we're enjoying your commentary. I haven't had one of those yet.
No.
Single score on the board.
Oh, that's going to be it.
Yeah.
Well, beautiful Kouchi. Was that Ippon? He gets the Ippon for it.
That's what we've given.
Here we go. Oh, I didn't think that was. I thought that was a Wazari. We got two Wazaris. So that was Wazari was at
second score, yeah.
quite rightly so. Second was Ari there, and Papinashvili, he's been on form all day, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's been absolutely terrific.
Right, so what I think we're going to do, I'm just going to drag Neil's chair a little bit closer to the middle here. Come on, sit a bit closer to me. Right, okay, good. Now, we've got a break until 4 o'clock. It's just coming up to 2 o'clock here. I'm not sure if we're going to do the 2 camera bit at the end, because they'd have to put the lights on. We'd have to get Mr. what's his name to switch on. Paul, yeah, that's a good idea, yeah. Ah, it's all automatic. I don't believe it. Did you see that?
Yeah,
she did that with one.
Amazing.
You know,
Just with one thumb.
Yeah. Elisabetta Frattini did that with one thumb. It was terrific. Right, now there is a second contest going on. Well, we've got more. I'd only looked at mat number 1. We're over to mat number 2. Kylian Lebl of France is up against Andras Jereb of Slovenia. Sorry about that. We jumping the gun there a bit, but this does give us a chance to have a look and see where we are. There is no scorers yet. Both fighters have picked up a penalty. We've only had 45 seconds or so we've still got a little bit of action to bring you, and then we've got one more semi-final to come as well at Mikhail Ganbold and Denis Vieru. 2 Mongolians came in here, 60 and 66 as number 1 seed. We've got one left. Ganbold is still in there, so we see what happens, and then we'll take a break. So I suppose just after 2 o'clock should be our break.
Yes, all gone through very, very smoothly this morning. And I don't think anything really too untoward. We've seen some good judo. We've seen some ippons, a little bit of tactical play somewhere along the line, but that's normal. You're going to get that no matter what happens.
I think the disappointment for Turkey is that the host nation, unlike last week when they just steamrolled everybody, the Georgians, the Turkish haven't quite hit it on this occasion. From time to time you'll have a few of the women coming up with good performances, a couple of the men thrown in there, and then you've got them in the final block. You've got some home interest. This
2 days still to go though.
Yeah,
still
maybe the middleweights will be better.
Yeah.
Maybe the middleweights will be a bit better. And then it was an unusual situation today of 2 of their fighters, well, one failing the weight and then one not turning up at all. He was ill. So you had 2 of their stars, Bekir Oslu in the 60 kilos, and then in the 66, I think it was Kaba Shaheen. I think it was.
Lebl there just doing a really slow motion Harai, or Sodomakakomi, should I say. Getting a very slow was Ari, but he gets in the end. So now up to Jereb to take the fight to him. He'll have to go for it. Well, that was really a false attack. That might be it. Actually, Jereb might get the third one. He's going to get the third one. He knew it as soon as he did it. I mean, he dropped on 2 knees there, no rotation, didn't break balance, and of course he's going, what happened there? But false attack, I'm afraid. Those are the rules, and they know what the rules are.
So the blue comes away the winner of that one. We'll see him in the bronze medal contest. We've got one more contest to bring you. It looks as though it's on map number 1, but it isn't actually, because normally that box stays in the middle.
Or moves to the left.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't see it if it was off to the left, would
Yeah,
you?
but it's it's odd, isn't it? It's in the number 1. It's in the number 1 spot.
Yes.
We like it in the middle, because it's the middle of the match. It throws us. Well, it threw me anyway. Right. Ganbol Kurlan of Mongolia faces Denis Vieru of Moldova. It's Ganbold in the white judogi, Vieru in blue. We'll just have a little bit of practice. The referee in the middle for this one is Cho Min-sun of the Republic of Korea. After this, we'll have the wrap-up, and then we'll take that break that we were telling you about. We'll be back at 4 o'clock, so don't miss anything. You've got plenty of time to have a late breakfast or an early lunch, depending on where you are.
Well, looking good. Ganbold, he just sets it up for that Uchimata. You just saw it go in there, didn't you? And that's what he caught Lebl in the previous round with.
Nice.
But look at that, though. Nice little sneaky Ouchigari there from Vieru. Vieru said, no, I can do it as well. I can't believe the physicality of the Mongolians. They just look physically so strong. Trying to dominate the sleeve there, Vieru. Ganbold looks at the sleeve and says, what do you think you're doing? So Shido apiece. Got to do something. Oh, well, they both went for the pickup there, and, well, credit to Vieru, because that's normally Ganbold that does that.
And he was really clever, because what he did was he got one hand around, took a step forward, and then got the second hand. Yeah, you know. Whereas this morning we saw the direct, and now it's Ganbold who picks up the second penalty. Minute 40 odd left to go.
Yeah, good tactical play here by Vieru. Let tell you what, the changes from the Mongolian tier are tremendous. I mean, it might just look as if they're doing nothing, but I know that you know, sometimes it's just a small change in direction and a change in direction with the kumakata on the hands, but it's body movement as well from the Mongolians. They're just terrific at it. They're your real life Sumio Toshi movements, and they make them work. They really work.
Oh, it's caught him.
That's it, it's caught him. That's all over. That's got to be, isn't it? What did he get? He got a Wazari for it.
Yeah, that's my first feeling.
That just might have gone on to both shoulders, though.
And the roll.
We'll have a look at that. Well, no, it rolled. It's a Wazari. I think that she did well there. You know,
it comes down onto his side and rolls.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my first thought. They like it.
Oh, they've given it.
Yeah.
And Vieru is the winner. He goes through. That was a great performance there against an on-form Ganbold of Mongolia.
Neither of the number one Mongolians have made it to the final.
No.
They've got knocked about a bit. Right, having said that, what we're going to do now is to see if I can read this okay. We'll start with the under 48 kilo category then. The final is Katarina Costa of Portugal. She's going to be up against Fiola Kelmendi of Kosovo. The two bronze medal contests, well, the first features Sarah Menezes of Brazil. She's up against Tamar Malka of Israel, the 17-year-old Israeli. And then it will be Gulkanda Senturk of Turkey up against this morning's number 1 seed, Marussia Stangar. Let's take a look at those 2 bronze medal contests then. For you, Menezes and Malka?
I don't know. I'd love to see Malka get a medal because 17 years of age, but I think she's got her work cut out with Menezes there.
Huge gap there, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
things.
there is. Too much too soon, but for 17 years of age, we'll see her again.
Gulkanda Senturk and Marussia Stangar.
Stangar for me, but I think she'll just have too much for her. And then the final, of course.
Costa and Kelmendi.
Yeah, well, Kelmendi's on form at the moment. That was a really good performance from her right the way through. So for me, probably Kelmendi to win.
Right. I think I'm going to go for Costa.
Good.
In that. She just has the bit between her teeth. She's been really, really busy. She's thrown well this morning. I just think she may have the beating of Kelmendi. Right, Anya Stangar and Bettina Temelkova, the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 52 kilo category.
I think probably Stangar, but yeah, you never know, do you? I mean, how it's going to go. So one thing's for sure, she'll be coming forward all the time for the Slovenian.
Pupreka of Hungary up against Gulbadam Babamuratova of Turkmenistan.
For me, Pup, I think she's been there too often, and she'll fight well. It's a medal, another medal for her.
And the final features Distria Krasniki of Kosovo. She's up against Chelsea Giles.
Wow, what a chance for Chelsea Giles. Got her work cut out there against probably the best one at the moment in the weight category that's out there. So for me, Krasniki is the favourite for sure, but Chelsea Giles has done incredible. And she's not finished yet. No, I mean you never know, do you?
Tough one.
Yeah.
Right, and it's her first time in the final of an IJF Judo World Tour event.
First medal.
Right. Anna Rigetti of Italy faces Sabrina Filsmerzer of Austria in the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 57 kilo category.
Just love, I'm one for, I'm pushing for the older ones there, Fitzmoser, I'm hoping will do well, and, she fully deserves what she gets.
Mayan Greenberg of Israel will face Leilani Akiyama of the United States of America in the second of the bronze medal contest.
Well, I'm going to let you do that one because you want Akiyama, don't you? You like the fact that she's doing well at the moment.
I'm always interested when the athletes move weight categories and they try something else, and it's like their last roll of the dice.
Yes.
Because it's such a big thing for the US athletes to make the Olympics. Whether they end up doing anything or not is another matter. It's just to be an Olympian. Right, and the final is Nora Zhakova is up against Kim Jun-dee of the Republic of Korea. Top draw contest this one.
Yeah, and that could go either way, couldn't it? I think Zhakova's, she's got the class, and Kim she's on form. So she's had a great run through. I think it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, I like the look of this because they really are two quality athletes. Right, the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 60 kilo category, Adonis Diaz of the United States of America is up against Yerenkaiypov of Kazakhstan.
Yeah, I'd like Diaz to do well. He's got a nice judo and he's progressing. So.
Second of the bronze medal contest, Yang Yung Wei of Chinese Taipei faces Jagval Dorj Amabold of Mongolia.
Young one, and it could go either way. Like I say, a lot of these matches just depends on who wants it most out there.
And the final, Jabir Papinashvili of Georgia faces Albert Oguzov.
That's going to be
Russia.
A cracker as well, isn't it? Both of them on great form today. So I think we're going to see an Ippon in that final.
Okay, and they are two really both attacking fighters. We've got one more weight category to look at. It is the under 66 kilo category. The first of the bronze medal contest, Kylian Lebl of France to face Sinan Sandal of Turkey.
I think Sandal on home ground might have just the beating of him, but Lebl will...
Could be.
Yeah.
And Yelda Shumakanov of Kazakhstan is up against Ganbol Kurlan of Mongolia in the second of the bronze medal contest.
I think Ganbol will have too much for him.
And then the final is Denis Viru of Moldova. He faces Begrati Ninaashvili of Georgia.
It's going to be a great one, isn't it? Either way.
Okay. Right. Join us in a little under 2 hours when we bring you all the medal matches from the first day of competition here at the Antalya Grand Prix. But from Neil Adams and myself, it's bye-bye for now.
Bye for now.